Good evening, my friends, and welcome to part two of the Joe Frankenstein 3, The Eye of Ra launch party. We did one this afternoon at noon, and it was very successful. Uh, and I thought, well, for those folks that were able to come in the afternoon, that was great. Maybe we ought to do a show for those that are getting home from work. So that's why we're here tonight. And if you were looking for the first show on YouTube, it's been taken down. I had shown the Young Frankenstein parody that Bell Winters had made that had me and Andy in it. And evidently, the overlords at YouTube have said, "Oh no, this is Young Frankenstein." So I have to contest it and get it back up. But if you haven't seen it, I think it's still up on X, Twitter, because I streamed it on both platforms. So if you want to watch it, I think you can watch it there. But I'm going to try and square it out with YouTube. But anyway, first let me welcome my brother from another monster, Mr. Shanth Enjeti is here.
Hey, Graham, pleasure to be here, man. And I had a blast talking with monsters with you the other day, man. So I'm looking forward to it. And hey,
that's fantastic. Yeah, we'll talk about the campaign and stuff, but obviously this is Frankenstein centric. And I thought maybe we would dive into the mythology of Frankenstein from the Shelley book to its other incarnations in popular culture. There's been some very good ones and some really bad ones.
Certainly. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. They saw my thumb and it came up. Watch.
I want the reaction.
There it goes.
Right. Yeah. I love it.
It's weird.
So great.
Let's bring the campaign up here. We're at currently 21,360 in 8 hours.
Excellent.
That's a pretty good start for the lumbering old monster that we all love. Let's go through the campaign a little bit for those that haven't seen it. We just saw the trailer, obviously, and here's the lowdown on it. It's 1927, and Joe's great grandfather Frederick Frankenstein, along with Mr. Lazarus, the Frankenstein monster, are in search of the powerful Eye of Ra, a staff that was used to vanquish a vampire infestation by the ancient Egyptians. History is doomed to repeat itself if they can't find it in time. But is the price too high if it means reviving the evil Lord Golgotha? High adventure, action, vampires, mummies, and ancient mysteries await when you read Joe Frankenstein 3, The Eye of Ra. And I tend to, everybody does stretch goals, but I always do bookmarks and logo stickers. So I just put them right in from sale number one. So everybody who orders a book gets them. I think it's the way to go. I set it up ahead of time for that. So, it's a better value. And then we'll add other stretch goals as time goes on and thresholds get crossed. But, already you're getting the book. It's 72 pages, a bookmark, a vinyl logo sticker, spot UV on the cover, and upgraded paper. And what I mean by that is I'll show you. Let me just make myself big here so you can see this. Okay, here's a copy of Ghost of Metakumaki. See the shine there? That is spot UV. And there's also a coating on this, which is a matte coating, so it feels almost like velvet. It's really cool. The books are perfect bound, so they're not stapled, they're not saddle stitched, and the paper weight and everything is so much better. And if you look at the cost of these books and you average out what a page costs in a Marvel floppy, it's actually almost the same price per page of story that you're getting, only you're getting a much better quality product. So people say, oh, $25 for a comic. Well, it's more than that. You're getting 72 pages and higher quality stuff. And if you average out the page price, it's It's definitely at par with the crappy shit that Marvel and DC put out.
Yeah, I was about to say, except that it's guaranteed to be good. And when you look at the production quality that we're able to do as independent creators now versus how expensive it was back in the day to print something of that caliber, I
Right.
mean, we're able to push what these books look like to the level where they're just immaculate when you get them. It's a
Right.
beautiful looking book, man.
Yeah, it's really, really, really nice. I'm really proud to be in this sphere right now, and working on this, and really working on quality stuff. So that's let's see. Here we go. Here's the main cover by Anthony Gonzalez Clark, who is doing the interior work, and
Nice.
I've got some interior pages to show you for that too, because they look really amazing. And then I did a variant cover. This is my sort of a Basil Gogos send up pulpish style cover. If you don't know who Basil Gogos is, he was the artist who painted all the covers for Famous Monsters of Filmland, which was like the Bible for kids my age, for monsters. And his painting style was so in your face with really intense colors and stuff. So I was going for that look on this. So and sort of a pulpish feel. And then we're going to do a glow in the dark cover too. I did this on Ghost of Metakumba Key as well, and it's really, really cool. This is sort of like a black and white homage cover to the old Universal monsters. But then when you get the glow in the dark stuff, like on the logos and everything, you hold it up to the light, and then you go into a dark room and it glows this iridescent green. It's really, really sharp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it starts to. I mean, once you get that, hopefully this will work. This is what it will do, folks. It's going to do this if you get that cover. So just know that.
Yeah,
laser lights will go off.
I like that. I like laser lights going off. And then all this stuff here, pretty much I keep the books up as the perk levels. But then when you check out after you've bought the book, there's all these add-ons, like the Compass Comics shirts. There's going to be Monster Island, Joe Frankenstein shirts as well, but I just haven't had those come in yet. The challenge coin set. I started this with Ghost of Metakumba Key. I continued with Monster Island, and now there's a Joe Frankenstein. These are all part of Series 1. And eventually we're going to put together a display case for the challenge coins. Do you know what challenge coins are, Sean?
Absolutely. But I mean, I know what now the origin of them, and I don't know if everybody in the chat knows, but I got introduced to them as collector's items on campaigns and in comic shops and as collectibles. So I don't, not the original history.
Well, the origin is from the military. Various organizations or groups in the military would produce these, for their regiments or whatever, these challenge coins. And when they were at bars, they'd toss a challenge coin down on the bar. And if you didn't have a challenge coin to respond, you had to buy the round.
Excellent.
So I think everybody should get these challenge coins. And when you're at the convention bars, you throw down the challenge coin, and if somebody doesn't have one, they're buying.
I think what you were saying to me before is that if you're at your booth at your convention and someone doesn't have their challenge coin, then the person has to buy a round of comic books for everybody around them. So yeah, that's what.
yeah, or booze, whatever whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we also have a series of coasters. It's drinking season. Which starts January 1st and ends December 31st.
Right.
So you don't want to ruin your wonderful wood furniture. You put down the Compass Comics drink coasters and protect your furniture. On one side is these various comics that I've done. On the other side, on all of them, is the black and red Compass Comics logo. We're gonna have stretch goals added later on as we get into it. And so over here we've got the everything package. This has got everything. You got all 3 books. You get the shirt, you get the coasters, and you get the Joe Frankenstein challenge coin. You can get the individual covers, including the black and white. You can get the both cover package. And these two are interesting because if you missed out on the other two Joes, you can get these basically a catch-up package. You can get this one is the Nolan Monster Pack, so it's got all of my covers. I did the interiors on the first two books and the covers and the main covers, and I did the variant cover for this one, and Anthony's doing the interiors. And then there's an Anthony pack, which he did variant covers for 1 and 2, and of course he's doing the main cover and the interiors for number 3. So you can get caught up on everything, Joe. And then Anthony's also offering 11x17 cover quality commissions as well, original artwork. So if you're an original art collector, I suggest to jump on those because he doesn't typically work in traditional pen and ink. He works digitally mostly. So it's hard to get any originals from him. But for this campaign, he's going to do a hard copy original. So there we are. That is the campaign. Let's do let's get caught up with a quick refresh. 21,360 to 21,500. Okay. Got a few more backers. We got 302 backers already. That's
Nice.
great. Really appreciate it, guys. Let's say hi to folks that are in the chat here. Ferris Comics, Pastmaster Dan is here. Holy Hand Grenades. Dr. Mask's Retro Elixir is here. Jimmy Reyes is here. You can come in, Jimmy. I dropped the link in the Kings if you've got the time. Spaceman is here. Andy Dalliff. Billy Tucci, the Tooch Man, is here.
Billy.
Robert Romano. Hello, Robert. Gen X Catholic. Mark's Music Obsession. Doc Brewski. Kent Art. Spaceman. I think I said Spaceman already. Jesper Plan 9 is here. Excellent. Got a regular group that we see in a lot of our chats. Just great guys. A lot of fun. So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, this is the best place to be making comics. I mean, we were talking about that the other day, and I was actually looking at right when you were talking about it, I was holding this up on the screen because us monsters.
Oh, there it is. Here it is. Basil Gomez.
We love
hold on. Let me put you in solo layout. There we go.
Talk about your color palettes, and just whenever I sit down and I do a painting, I always am thinking about his fearlessness. Let me see if I can get to that. There we go. The monster covers. I'm always thinking about his fearlessness with color, his fearlessness with this stuff, and his iconic, of course, there's all the ancillary stuff to those Universal monsters, the creations there, which is to say the model boxes, which my brother and studio mate is, always talking about, those legendary, paintings that James Bama did.
Oh, for the Aurora model kits. Yeah.
Yes. And look at even the Glenn. I love the Glenn Strange he did.
Yeah.
Just a great, such a fantastic artist. But yeah, I love Basil Gogos. And I think that, he's one of those artists that his color sense and the things that he did.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Bold as it comes, and there's certain artists and, that have come along and left their stamp on these characters, and they stay alive. As we were talking about, it's been 200 years of Frankenstein now.
Yeah.
Over 200 years. And Joe Frankenstein is continuing in this tradition of American creators and American artists and publishers, keeping it alive, no pun intended, for the next generation. Yeah. And I love it. I love monsters so much. They are, it's Halloween season year round for me. And I love the stuff.
Frankenstein is a horrible, a monster, to be sure.
Yeah.
But you can use him in comedy too. You have Herman Munster. You've got Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. Oh, yeah. And speaking of Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, you know who doesn't like that? This guy.
Who?
Why would you bring me in right when you're talking about Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein? One of the worst films ever made.
Watch it.
Oh, Oh, them's fighting words,
I know.
However, Young Frankenstein is one of the best movies ever made. So,
well, I had a fun time making that movie.
yeah, I know.
With
I
Andy.
recently took a look at some of your scenes, and it was good, quite impressive.
I showed that whole thing this morning on the afternoon show, and YouTube took it down, took the whole show down.
I wondered about that because it was so. Of course, they didn't do that with the Star Trek one that she did. I wonder if maybe the power. Who released that? Was it Universal? It wasn't Universal. Who was it that released that film?
I don't remember.
It wasn't Paramount, but whoever.
Wasn't Universal? I thought it was actually.
Maybe it was Universal, but they're probably a little bit more touchy, maybe than.
I know Warner Brothers is pretty damn touchy.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to contest it. I'm going to, Bell sent me this whole thing about, why you should be able to use it. So I'm going to use that and send it to him because it is parody. The
20th Century Fox.
Oh, it was the
so
20th.
Disney.
That's what I said.
Okay.
So that's why I just
that
figured that
explains it. Yeah. We will not be made fun of.
Well, I put Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein up on my YouTube channel. They took it down, and I thanked them. So,
oh, come on, Aaron. I thought we were brothers in monster cereal, and now this.
I'm very. I mean, I love monsters, but I'm selective. So
there you go.
Wow.
I bet you like Frankenberry better than that movie, huh?
I do actually.
Frankenberry's good though.
That was Shant's still got boxes left, probably, don't you?
Well, look, addiction is a complicated thing, Aaron, and I bet you I can find one thing that you could definitely both agree on that I know is legendary for all. But let's just see if this is the case. Do we all agree that this is awesome, right here?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Peace. I would kill
to get that poster right now.
I know it.
I remember as a kid when I used to read the Monster Times, they would have ads in the back for these various posters, and this was one of them. They would have like photo posters too. Like Frankenstein when he's first making his appearance, and Dracula. Lugosi doing his thing. And I always wanted those posters when I was a kid. And also, they had the Marvel ones in there too. Those, do you remember those posters? That was like Kirby, and then Marie Severin touched them up. Yeah,
this poster, the color version, of course, was always advertised in Creepy and Eerie magazine. And it was like $1.99 or 99 cents, just something ridiculous like that in the 70s. And I was like, why did I not get this when I was a kid?
Oh, my kingdom for a time machine, right? I mean, these things.
I'm guessing it's hundreds, if not thousands of dollars right now to get one of these.
Really?
Yeah, they ain't cheap.
Wow. Yeah, this original went up, sold on Heritage Auction, so somebody has got this original, which is
that's the original.
Oh, that's the original art.
I think I watched. I don't know if this one is because it looks close to it. No, it's got line. This I don't think this is the original, but Heritage. There was an image of it on Heritage, so someone did buy the original. I don't know where I have that image, but yeah, I mean my studio mate is an artist by the name of Nick Janesheg. So and he did he's done a bunch of different stuff, but comic wise, he was one of the three colorists with Mark Chiarello, who worked on The Shadow, 1941. The Hitler's Astrologer or whatever. That Marvel did.
Yeah.
And he terrific guy. And so this poster is legendary to him. I mean, he's just like, this is the greatest poster ever. And who can argue with that? It's just incredible stuff.
Yeah. Chiarello is great. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, here's one on eBay for $135. So that's not as bad as I thought.
I'm waiting for you to say that in the past tense, Aaron. There was one on eBay.
No, there is, and it's black and white. Yeah. That's very interesting. I thought this was a color poster, but apparently not.
Jasper, this is the great Jack Davis of Mad Magazine and EC fame and TV Guide and Sports Illustrated. Amazing. One of the greats. I met Jack. What a gentleman. What a Southern gentleman that guy was.
Oh, really? Where was he from?
Georgia.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, yeah, I grew up in Chattanooga. So we're sort of right on the border of Georgia and Tennessee. So amazing. I spent a lot of time there because my mentor was Brian Stelfree. So I would drive down from Chattanooga to have Brian say beautiful things to me, like, which God bless him, I love Brian. He'd say to me, "Are they teaching you any art at art school?" He was awesome. But yeah, he's a terrific guy. But yeah, a lot of artists down in that area.
Yeah, he was in Atlanta, right? Brian.
Yep,
and,
he was in Atlanta with Adam and everybody. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Great
that's
guy.
good.
I thought this was a color poster, but I'm just mistaken.
Oh, really? It was never done in color?
Well, all the ones on eBay are black and white, just like this. And I wonder if it is in color, but they just reproduced it in black and white because you can see the tonal stuff in there.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if maybe he did do watercolor it and then they just reproduced it in black and white because it was cheaper.
Hmm.
You know, for $1.99, Graham, even in 1970, whenever was
So good.
Yeah. I mean, you could mow a lawn and get a couple of these.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about too, just their understanding. I mean, that's really something I think we're doing here with these campaigns, and has been a fun part of Comicsgate, which is, the idea of, well, I guess I'm going to do an 8.5 by 11 size book, right? Or I guess I get to do a spot, varnish here, UV coating, as you were showing on the books that we're doing now. But also things like this, the idea of a poster that'd be folded up, mailed to you, and then you would unfold this massive, life-size Frankenstein. Amazing.
The problem with posters these days is, everybody's collectors, so they don't want folded posters. They want them rolled and sent, and that's just a nightmare as far as like returns, because stuff gets dinged and dented, and people are unhappy with it. So I've avoided posters for that reason, because they're tough to ship.
Well, I'll be doing that with my Kit Carter movie poster, so I'll let you know how it goes. If I get like half of them get returned or something.
Is it a roll or
it could be rolled?
Okay,
because it's 14 by 36. It's like the old insert movie poster size. They used to make a lot of those back in the prior to 1985. They used to make those, real thin ones that were about, and so I always kind of liked those because they're cheaper to frame and hang up, and so they're always my favorite style of movie poster. So I thought I'll do one. So I'll let you know how it goes when I have to start shipping them.
Yeah.
So
it's all an experiment. You figure out.
Have you guys seen this? This is a Jack Davis print, Frankenstein print that I got.
So good.
It's like signed and numbered in pencil, 92.
Oh.
But I'd never seen it before, but somebody had it at a convention, so I bought it for, I don't know, $50 or whatever it was. And
it looks like the same type of pose as the other one, the boots and the hands with the wrist bent, but then that's clearly a Karloff face.
Yeah. So I don't know if this was used for something else and made into this print, or if it was specifically done for this print. So
that is really cool.
Yeah, because it's not dated other than when he signed it, which was in 92, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's when he drew it.
Right. It's when he signed that print.
Right. So, but yeah, it's really cool. It's nice watercolor, but I'm curious if this image showed up, because I had never seen it before. And I just walked by somebody's table at a convention here in Oregon, like it was like Salem, Oregon, I think, just a really small con. And there it was sitting there, and I went,
don't you love those finds?
Yeah.
As monster fans, like you come upon something you've never seen before. I was at a show I think it was the one in Tampa. It wasn't a great show for comics. There's lots of tchotchkes and that kind of nonsense. But this one guy had this gigantic table of all Japanese figures from Godzilla, kaiju movies and stuff like that. He even had figures of the gargantuas from War of the Gargantuas.
Man.
Yeah, it was so cool. And I mean, the prices on these things were unbelievable. Like one that was like this big, $800. Yeah. I was like, I'm not buying that. It was cool to see and look at and hold and everything, but I'm just not going to buy that for that.
Well, you usually find that kind of stuff, like this Frankenstein print, at like the smaller shows that don't charge much for the tables. So some guy can just get a table, empty out his garage or basement or attic or whatever. And you never know. It's like old paperbacks and stuff. Those are the great, those smaller shows are great to, to see those things pop up that you have, like the Frazetta covers and things like that from the 60s.
I was at San Diego with Chuck one year in the 90s, and I came across this guy's booth. I think he had like a lot of autograph stuff, and he had a Boris Karloff, a framed picture, an autograph card signed by him, and it was like $250. And I had already spent all my money, at the convention and stuff like that. And Chuck is like, "Oh, you got to get that." And I said, "I don't have any money." He goes, "I'll lend it to you. You got to get that." I'm like, "Okay." So he gave me the $250. I bought it. It hangs in my living room still.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I thought the story was going to take a dark turn. Chuck's like, "I'll distract them."
Well, it didn't go to dark. Chuck never saw that $250 again.
I was going to say, I was waiting for you to tell the part where then he charged me, 15% interest on
it. Interest.
What $250, Chuck?
What are you talking about?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, Boris has that face. I mean, when you think about that, what they did with that movie was they made an image of this character that is equal in terms of its cultural influence, in terms of themes, to the original Mary Shelley work, which is that it's almost its own thing, because the Frankenstein as described in the book is not like that, but it was almost as if, the compression of that movie, considering the time that elapses in the book, they had to come up with something magical and amazing. It's very much like comics.
Mm-hmm.
How do I bring this here? So it's kind of a Karloff's British, William Henry Pratt is really the foundation of the American Frankenstein, which I love. I love seeing it. It's my favorite design.
Well, it was his bone structure, and of course, Jack Pierce's makeup skills that, because he never looked as good as he did in that first movie when he was thinner. He was heavier.
Well, he was already fairly old. He was in his late 40s, wasn't he, by the time they did the first one?
Well, he turned 50 when he on the set of Son of Frankenstein. So that was 1939. So, subtract 8 years from that. So he was 41, 42?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was actually he looked okay in Bride too, don't you think? I mean, they were
good, but he was heavier. He was definitely heavier.
He got that food he needed.
Yeah, that's right.
He got that paycheck, and made a bunch of movies. In between, he made that haunted house movie. Another James Whale film. What was that?
The
Old Dark House.
Yeah, the Old Dark. Yes,
yeah, with the
Dark
scar.
Yeah. It was just wasted talent in that, but.
He was, he looked so good in that mummy makeup too. They didn't show it very much, but he looked fantastic in that. And it was just, again, that's Pierce makeup, but he just had a great face for that great gaunt look. It was so nice.
Yeah.
For this stuff.
Hold on. It's too responsive. There we go. There's Jack working on him for, I don't know which one this is. It's obviously not the first one because he's eaten. And I'm not throwing stones.
This is probably Bride, because it looks like he's got some of the burn marks up towards the top, because his hair was burnt off in Bride, and he had the scars too on his face from the fire.
Didn't he he had like a dentures or something? He took them out, didn't he? So his cheek would cave in a little bit.
Yeah, right there on the left side of the photograph, his right side where it's going in. He took a bridge out.
Yeah, that's what it was
that he had. But it's so funny. Every incarnation after that, they put makeup there, like a shadow to kind of make it look like.
Right. When his cheeks got a little chubbier, they put the indentation there. And you guys have seen the publicity stills, right? The one that James Bama used when he did the painting for the paperback, that they just thought was too horrific, and they had to lighten it up a little bit because they thought it was too scary. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so. Can you pull it up?
I'll find it.
Okay.
Bring it up. Give me a second here.
And while you're bringing that up, I'm going to bring in Anthony.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but we're talking about Frankenstein.
Yeah, I was just sitting there just listening, and it's fascinating. It reminds me of something else. Yeah.
Look at that vein in his arm there. That looks really cool.
Isn't that fantastic?
Hey, Sean. Hey, Aaron.
How you doing? Good to see you.
What's going on?
I mean, just the artistry too. I mean, we talk about doing more with less. I mean, they didn't have the technology we have today, but they just had the knowledge, the brilliance, the creativity, the imagination. Right. I mean, what inspired casting and then incredible work by Jack Pierce.
Yeah. And Karloff's pantomime really sold it. I was watching in 1968 on the Red Skelton show. He had Boris Karloff and Vincent Price on, and they come out in like a golf cart, because at that point, Boris was pretty much, when he was off stage, he was in a wheelchair on oxygen and stuff. But so he's in this golf cart, and he and Vincent Price go into this song routine, and it's hokey 60s stuff, and the song has horror intonations and all that kind of stuff, about like me and my pal, or ghouls of the same, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And at one point, Karloff actually stands up, and I forget why he does it, but he does the like thing.
Ouch.
And it was like, oh my God, look at him. He's like, 80 years old or 70 some odd years old. And like, that's the noise. That's the monster's noise. It was so cool, even though they're doing it in this goofy thing, it just came out of him, it was really cool.
Yeah. Such a legacy too, such a legacy. Go ahead.
Graham. I'm sorry, Shant. That was
No. Go ahead.
Sure. That's the original makeup.
Yes. The test makeup. Yeah.
Yeah. And they thought it was too scary, so they backed off or something. But yeah, that Bama painting. Oh,
well, that hook thing and I don't even know what that is that's going through it.
Yeah.
A splinter.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's sort of isn't that like where the skin folded up and they put that big bolt on there to hold it together? Like maybe they had peeled his brain there and.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
like he hit his head on the way up to the lightning bolt.
I know. I believe it. Like wham.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably one of those things where they're just piling stuff on, going, "What can we do to make him look gross?" And they're like, "Okay, that's too much. You've gone too far now."
Yeah.
Wow.
And if there's a modern day Frankenstein, it's this guy right here, Jimmy Reyes.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey.
Everybody's favorite Latino Frankenstein.
The horror. It's like one of those Mexican wrestling films,
That's right. I'm Franken Sanchez.
He's blue. What's that guy's name? Blue. That Mexican Blue Devil.
Oh.
Yes.
Blue Devil. Yeah.
They used to have a bunch of those Mexican wrestling movies where they'd fight monsters, right?
Yeah. They were so cool in that they were, fearless in doing that kind of stuff. Not good movies, but
you're right.
The idea that they would do that was so great. It's almost like a walking comic book.
Yeah. It's the amazing thing for me about it too is you were talking about your favorite Frankenstein movie from that time period, which I hadn't heard you talk about before, but it did make a lot of sense with the action, the adventure, the kind of Raiders-esque feel that you're excited about with this book.
Are you talking about The Mummy, The Mummy's Hand?
Oh, sorry, The Mummy's Hand. Yes, the Mummy's movie. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, The Mummy's Hand. Yeah. Which one of my favorites is, I think, The Mummy's Ghost. Just because there's so many, my wife and I have way too many inside jokes about that movie now. But that's not a cinematic.
I get them mixed up. Which one is Ghost? Is that the last one?
Ghost is the one where she comes up out of in her hair.
Oh, yeah.
Gets
scared. Isn't that Lon Chaney Jr. in Ghost of the Mummy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. After Mummy's Hand, it's all Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah. Who did this? Who did the second? Who was between Karloff and Lon Chaney?
Tom Tyler.
Tom Tyler. Yeah.
Okay.
Now that was the Mummies. That was a good one. That was that you were just telling me about the animation on the eyes and everything. That was pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah. There it is,
So-
Mummy's hand.
There it is.
Wow.
Yeah, this
This
is
is-
like a precursor to Indiana Jones, the two-fisted archaeologist. His sidekick buddy. If you guys in the chat have
Oh,
not
Babe.
seen this, go watch it. It's oh yeah, and here's the other thing. Peggy Moran, her father was one of the great illustrators. What's his name, Aaron? Moran.
Oh, Thomas Moran, the landscape artist.
No. This guy was a good girl artist.
Yeah.
Oh.
God.
Earl
Earl
Moran.
Moran. Thank you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Earl Moran. Yeah. That's her father.
Anthony comes through in the
Wow.
Wow.
It's like he's got a machine that can give him answers in front of him.
Yeah,
That's right.
Wicca.
Are you
It's
some kind of
called it's called being way younger than us. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it's called.
Like he's got fast fingers or something. Really.
Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Speaking of
Oh,
fast fingers,
it's Billy Arthritis Tucci.
Graham Nolan.
so
Billy
Billy,
Tucci.
Billy, how close?
Graham and Anthony. Let's go.
What up?
Billy, how close were you to becoming part of the undead here
Holy
this
shit.
weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So
Did nobody? You didn't get hurt though, did you?
I don't know. I think I'm still too pissed off to notice it. My back hurts, my neck hurts, my shoulder hurts, but I'm more
Other than
raging.
that, you're fine.
Oh,
I'm still
geez.
yeah.
I
So
wake up every morning like that, Billy.
I know.
so do
I talked to Graham. I bitched to Graham today about it. So
I was mowing the lawn. I had to stop the lawnmower.
sorry, man. What do you tell me you're mowing the lawn? It would've
Nah,
bothered
that's
me.
all right. I wanted you to blow off some
Yeah,
steam.
no, yeah. I hit that center. I don't know what it was. I was telling Graham. So I was driving. We had this massive flash storm here, and the Blue Angels actually flew in and landed in this at the high point of this storm. I got photos of it. These guys are studs. I was right near the airport, Republic Airport, where they flew in because we're having that's not the bad part. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's
bad,
not the bad part.
but what I did was, so I was driving, and now that it's still raining out, but it's lighter rain, but it's flooded all over. So I'm driving, and this car coming towards me on the other side of the divider, the concrete medium, hits some water. I don't know what they did, and this huge splash of water lands right in front of my truck.
Oh no.
And I'm doing about 65, in the left lane, maybe, and all of a sudden it just swung out, and I turned to overcompensate because I didn't want to hit the guy next to me, and I smashed headlong into that wall on that front.
Oh my God.
And then I spun around and smashed the back of it, and then I spun out into the middle of the highway, 3-line parkway. Everyone screwed, and thank God, and we were laughing about this, there was a federal agent behind me. Wonder why.
Yeah, he said thank God, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he's like, I've been telling you motherfucker. No.
Something no one has ever said
Yeah,
before.
he just happened to be there, and he was right behind me, and he hits his lights. He had all the lights on his truck,
Excellent.
his car, and that's completely stopped and slowed down everybody.
Oh,
He
yeah.
lit up that thing and saved my life, or because who knows if somebody would have hit me,
Yep.
T-boned me, or I could have
God,
killed somebody else if it was a smaller car hitting my truck.
Yeah.
So
If you ever drove on Long Island, you'll know that people are on your ass, and you're
Yeah,
going
yeah,
60
totally.
miles an
Yep.
hour. Yeah,
totally, and I'm one
the
of them.
whole way.
So now we're dealing with
Wait.
the insurance company, so we'll see what happens with that.
Oh,
Because
then I won't say what I was about to say. I was about to point out, but I don't want the insurance company to see this stream.
yeah. So I'm really pissed. My poor wife's got a migraine. She was throwing up.
Oh,
Oh, dude, the stress. Yeah.
It's not good. They're trying to fuck us over, and now I had to get in touch with the dealer, and that guy didn't call me back. The warranty officer there and all that shit. So it's just been a stress. But we're here for Joe Frankenstein 3.
Amen.
Amen. Let's talk that. Enough about me. What do you guys think?
we need exciting stories, though, Billy.
It was very exciting.
That's right.
That wall, I felt, and when I was thinking, Graham was like, "Oh, my poor truck." That's what I was thinking. I'm like, when I hit it, I'm like, "Oh, fight!" I don't think you're gonna.
I'm curious because you described the story that like you were so scared during the spin, but you jump out of perfectly good airplanes.
Well, I wasn't really scared. I was pissed, you know,
Oh.
like, you know, I was like, my poor truck, I swear.
The whole
I'm
time
like,
the
"Oh
truck's
my God,
spinning,
I love
Billy
the
just
truck."
cursing, motherfucker. That.
Yeah, I was like, if there's a cameras on me, you know, you're scared. Obviously, you're always a little, you know, something like that hits you like that. But then I had to, you know, I didn't want to, like I said, I could have swerved right into a car next to me, and who knows what I could have caused.
Was there a medium blocking oncoming
that
traffic?
concrete divider, man.
Oh, okay.
Solid concrete divider, and then bounced off it, spun around, and slammed into it just as fast, which did the most damage. Was because the front's mostly, the guy said it's, you know, that's probably mostly cosmetic, but the back is fucked. So
Yeah,
and guess
if the frame is bent, then you're screwed. Because
in the back, that's what it looks like.
They can't really straighten that out, I don't think.
Yep. And then if you look where my frame is on my, I mean, I guess they could cut that out, but it's totaled. It's fucking totaled, and I'm screwed. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully you'll get some, you know, relief when you talk to the dealer, that they'll have that the proof of the thing you were telling me about.
Yeah. The thing is that they got this new thing in New York called which no other state has apparently, and it's called a Carco inspection. So they tell us anyway that my truck doesn't have a Carco inspection, and neither does my son's 2017 Equinox, which they told us I had to get, even though my truck I got in January 2021, I was able to get the full coverage with that, and we have full coverage, including recovery coverage or replacement coverage, which means I get a whole new truck. They're saying because I didn't get the Carco inspection that my truck, I lost all my collision. So we'll see. Anyway, so I'm like, how did I get the insurance in the first place if I didn't have that?
Right.
So and then I took my son Matthew's Equinox to the dealer where they tell you, to the mechanic up the road where they tell you to do it for free, right? And it took the girl comes out. It takes 10 seconds. She takes 4 pictures of the car all around to show that your car is not destroyed or busted up or there's any kind of damage. And
but that's the kind of thing you have done when you first get the insurance.
Yeah,
they ask you so that they're not insuring a car that's already got damage on it, and you claim that, you know, oh, I had this happen.
Right. And so the things, I bought the car from the dealer, so that's what there's got to be this Carco inspection for it, because how did I get that full coverage insurance in the first place in 2021?
Right.
So what happened is that my wife Debbie's lease on her Traverse ended, and she got a new Traverse, which was a whole nother thing. Like, why get the same friggin' car? So she got a 2023 Traverse, took her old Traverse off, put the new Traverse on, and then William, we helped my son William get an Acura, his car. And we put his car on because those 2 new cars were added to our existing policy. Even though my truck and the other car was still on it, they then changed the number to say, let's say it's 11705 to 11705-1, and they consider that a whole entire new policy. And they say that we never got anything in the mail about this. They never notified us. They said they sent an email saying we had to get this Carco inspection, which again is just a photograph of the car. So this girl took her phone, walked around, took 4 pictures of the car to show there's no damage, and one of the VIN number in the door.
Right.
And why the hell would I not do that for free if we knew about it? Anywho, so now we're fighting with them, and it's stressing us all out. And I'm here for Joe fucking Frankenstein 3. Sorry. So I apologize. Bring everyone down.
No worries, bro. No worries. But you know what? That federal agent that was behind Billy, he took a picture of Billy after the wreck.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, and here it is.
Oh no,
Where's Billy?
And the funny thing is, his name was actually Agent Edison.
Oh my God!
Really?
Yeah.
What was it?
Was it really?
Oglesby or
Yeah, is that what that actor's name is?
Charles Ogle.
Oh yeah. But that's Edison's Frankenstein.
Yes,
Right. Yeah.
It's so great. Look at his hands.
Yeah. Look at that mug.
Yeah, right. But it is funny because the agent was behind me and he just comes running up. He's like, "Holy shit!" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" He goes, I saw it. I saw the whole thing. That was crazy. So I'm like, okay, I guess he's not telling me then.
Has anybody ever seen this movie, The Edison Frankenstein?
Oh yeah.
I don't think I ever have.
Yeah.
First, have you?
I mean, I think it's 10 minutes long. You know,
I've seen like 20-second clip of it, and that's it.
Is it in public domain?
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
It is. Yeah.
There's a creation sequence of that is wild. It's almost like a Georges Méliès thing with the skeleton and all the or the chemicals or whatever. It's really amazing.
And like a puppet thing where the arms are moving. You know.
Yep.
You're thinking of that Muppet Show special, Graham. You're getting
that was it. Yeah.
The two.
The Muppets
it's
in
still
space.
a far more convincing Frankenstein's monster than Robert De Niro was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The woke monster with the Brooklyn accent.
Yeah, really,
Woke monster.
And his face was like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Go it again, Doc.
Do you remember that movie that Al Pacino?
I'll kill
was
you,
in?
your fiance, and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Do you guys remember that Al Pacino was in a movie? It was a Civil War movie called
Revolutionary War.
Yeah, and he had this New York accent or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man.
His career, he wasn't in anything after that until he did, I think, Scent of a Woman. So he was on complete either forced hiatus or
and he was terrible in that.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a Green Beret officer, a colonel, right? So I met a bunch of these guys. I actually did a poster for them for one of the ODAs, and I jumped with some of them. And these guys, the Green Berets, are the smartest, most even-keeled professional guys you'll ever meet. I could see Marines, Rangers, paratroopers all bravado, hoo-ah, all that crap. But Army guys say hoo-ah. They don't say hoo-ha like he would say. I thought it was horrible.
Are you talking about Scent of a Woman?
Yeah, Scent of a Woman.
Oh, okay.
He was saying, no, Billy, he was saying, I want some hoo-ha. It was a little bit different.
That's right.
He was confused about what he was saying.
Yeah, speaking of hoo-ha, I got to tell you, that little Witchblade drawing you did, that's got Shelley's face on it there, buddy.
Oh, Jesus.
If you compare that Witchblade drawing to the first drawing you did of Shelley,
Uh-oh.
You can see where your inspiration's coming from there, champ.
You.
Booyah.
Plead the fifth.
You're like, hey, honey, I drew you as the Witchblade.
That's right. That's right.
Now, the conversation was like this. I came in and she walked in and goes, I want to see what you're drawing. And I go, what do you think? Think I can sell this? She goes, I would hope so.
Whoa, 22.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Let's get it on screen. Yeah. Let's get
There we go. I thought the screen was up. Yeah. I just did a refresh.
Thanks. Congratulations.
22. Yeah. It's good. Good, solid start, guys.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody. So, we're going to talk a little bit about Frankenstein as an icon, that we I don't know if any of you have read the book by Shelley. I've tried about 6 times to read it, and I can't get through it. Unlike Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I love. I thought that's a really readable book. But Shelley's is very dated in the style of writing, and I found it hard to read.
I read.
It was almost. Oh, sorry.
No, I read the Dean Koontz Frankenstein series.
Well, that doesn't count.
I read the comic book adaptation of Dracula by Redondo. If that counts. It's sort of.
You never read Stoker's Dracula? That's good.
No, I've never read the. I haven't read the book.
Really good.
I read the title on the cover of the book.
Oh, gee.
Stoker's is the best of those books. It's the most readable. But I listened to the audiobook of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
That might be the way to go.
It's the way, it probably is. And it's the language is tough, but then I'm also listening to the audiobook of Carmilla, the first sort of vampire book by what's his name?
We're talking Hammer films now, Shant.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. Vampire Lovers, right?
Yeah.
And that book, I have to stop. I have to take a knee. It's so bad. So Frankenstein is at least better than that. But what's wrong with
it came
as a shock.
The tone of the language, is it like Elizabethan or something? Or
It's just what is it they say?
It's very
In the
flowery.
British say three smart, like
Yeah, it
if
sounds
one
like
smart.
it's like it's written by a woman. There's a lot of and, you know, and son of a bitch is used a lot.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever read the
monster doesn't
novelization?
respect her.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever read the novelization of Night of the Living Dead? That is the worst piece of literature I've ever read. It's so bad.
Really?
How
Oh
could
my
it be
god!
bad?
And it's written by not Romero, but whoever his partner was that made that film. I can't remember the other guy, but he wrote it or adapted it. It's some of the worst writing I've ever seen in my life.
It seems like it would be an easy book.
You would think.
Hey, is it, so that film is in the public domain. So could you do a comic book on Night of the Living Dead? If you follow the script?
Imagine.
Probably
I would
could.
imagine.
well, there was an old movie
Well,
called The Walking
wait a
Dead.
second. The film is in public domain.
Right, but
It
that
doesn't
would that be like
necessarily
the
mean
script
that
would
the
be?
IP is. You know.
Well, that's
Let's ask Nick Rakita. Oh,
Too soon.
too soon. Too soon.
I like Rick, and that was wrong.
No, but the thing about it too is I think it is. I mean, you'd think if you could watch the movie on YouTube without getting copyright struck, you could clearly use the character that Dwayne Jones plays in that, and do something with it. It's just
You couldn't
what would
use
you
his
do?
likeness though.
Yeah, that's right. You couldn't use his likeness, so that's the trick there.
Not that
But,
matters.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I mean, who would want to read the comic? There's not much of a plot. It's very simple. I mean,
Well, yeah, you can do your own zombie book.
I love to do the scene. They're coming for you. They're coming for you, Barbara. But for like a 22-page comic, just on that scene.
the whole thing takes place.
How fucking long it takes a zombie to get there.
Well,
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Right? Yeah. And that's the name of the book. They're coming to get you. At 22 pages.
Yeah.
But with dialogue and word balloons and narrative boxes, caption boxes on every panel.
Yeah, we should tell people, Billy, we're launching a campaign. It's just going to be Barbara and Johnny and the road trip to the cemetery. No dialogue.
Complaining
just
about
out
the
window.
mother, that they have to drive so far to pay respects to the mother.
Yeah.
It's a car trip.
Go visit mom again.
They should have had Mom come out of the grave. Now we're talking.
Yeah,
That's right.
So, did you guys ever see what's the one with Leanna Quigley?
Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead. That is a fun zombie movie.
Oh, that's Dan O'Bannon, right? Wrote
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's one
aliens?
from like
Aliens
84 where
down
they're
there?
fast, right? They're fast, the zombies, right?
No, not well. I mean, they're not like sprinting.
was.
In that,
Yeah, when she runs out in that scene, you just go, "Oh, look out!"
Yeah.
Which one's the one where the hand gets cut off and it like gives them the finger? It goes something like that. Like, is that one of those
I
one of
think
those
it's
ones?
That one.
It's that one. Okay.
I think so. That's the one where they actually tie it into Night of the Living Dead. They say, "Oh, you remember that thing?" And I thought that was just a movie. No. The army, and then they got the canisters in there, and the one of the zombies in there with the gases and stuff like that, and that it all comes out, and it gets over James Caron, who is freaking amazing in that. Just fun zombie movie.
Yeah.
You said Return of the Living Dead,
Yes.
or is it like part 1, 2, or 3? Is it the first one? I thought it was 3.
No, it's the first one.
First one.
No, 3's where she's pushing the pins through her body.
Oh
to
yeah,
feel the
yeah,
pain and all that.
yeah.
I don't think I saw those then. Foul on Tucci. Oh.
You got to see the Italian film Zombie. That'll gross you out.
Oh, you guys were talking about that today.
We were talking about that earlier today.
I showed a clip from it, and I got the
Splinter going
show
through her
bummed.
eye. Oh god.
Did you get struck, Greg?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what, did you
Well,
sound-
it was actually it was Bell's Young Frankenstein that got me kicked off because they made a claim against it.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm gonna contest it because it was parody. It was not Young Frankenstein. The dialogue was different, everything. So I'll see if I can't get it back up.
Like I
But
said,
it's
I'm
still
sorry.
up
I mean,
on
Graham,
X. You can
Graham,
watch it on X.
You fight the AI.
Yes.
Graham,
Fight the overlords.
yeah, exactly. Graham, you were funny in that, but holy shit, what she did with Andy as
Oh,
Idol.
yeah. Yeah. Andy took the show and he shows up and he's like, hello.
Yeah.
I know, hello.
We should all get T-shirts of Andy's face in that first shot of him where he's like this. Hello.
He goes through the door, the brain depository, and he's like, look at these 4 brains.
Yeah, look at these 4 brains.
She is brilliant. She's
great.
That was awesome.
She's a
God love her. God
really
love her.
talented, man. I don't know how they do that.
Good sense of humor, yeah.
Yeah, we also talked about this Train to Busan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
a
Train to
great movie.
Busan.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's
film.
got a sequel to it too.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's called The First Train to Busan.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Did you guys see? Speaking of zombies, did you guys see?
Prequel.
Called Kingdom. I think it's a Korean zombie film.
I love
Series,
that.
right?
Oh yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
series.
Fantastic.
Kingdom is good. Yeah, it became
Yeah.
a series. There's also one called The Kabani. It's an anime. It's a Japanese anime, but it's about zombies. And so these zombies are fast. So people have to live on moving trains to keep away from all the zombies that are just so fast and overrunning the entire planet.
Are they the undead?
Yeah, the undead. And they're just like plowing through them with this train and they're just jumping on them like ants on a fruit on the ground or something. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. See, my zombies in my story. I have one called.
I just noticed Belle's picture. She's got a Chinook.
Hey!
Well played, girl. Well played.
Well played. My zombies are in my story, Company Z. It's a human strain of rabies. That it's just an infection. But they can starve to death. Like same thing with 28 Days Later. You can starve them out, or they could freeze. The undead zombies, though, man, Jimmy Reyes, they just keep coming after. They just don't stop.
Oh man. Sounds like my
When
ex-wives.
The Walking Dead became really big, I read this article by a biologist because they had asked him, is it possible, what if zombies were real? He said the zombies would be dead within 10 days. And it's like, well, why? He says because they're decaying and animals, crows, alligators would smell that and want to eat them.
Buzzards and
nature would destroy the zombies.
Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be tragic? That story of that zombie who's like, leave me alone. Let's just out the field. Crows. Everywhere.
Crows. See, that's a great scene. Would that be a great scene? You just see a zombie and you think it's a scarecrow, maybe? Like it's just a crow picking at it, and you pull back, and it's just a zombie walking with his fucking crow,
right?
His eyes and shit,
But that would be a cool ending for a zombie movie, like
with the animal.
Somebody ends up like in the Everglades or something like that, and these zombies are coming after. All of a sudden, all these gators smell, dinner, and they go after them and just tear them up. It'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, don't. That's really good. I would.
I know. Right.
Hold on a second. Sorry. How did that go again?
You're all writing stuff down. What's going on?
Yeah.
Come out
Heads up. Yeah.
Who's doing sketches?
I'm already trademarking it on the website.
Billy, that sort of happened in real life in World War II, didn't it? When the Japanese got attacked by the crocodiles. Was that in?
Like a whole battalion of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
they were like hiding in a swampy area to ambush the Americans, I think, and the Marines. And fucking alligators, crocodiles, and just ate like hundreds of them or something crazy. Crazy.
Yep.
Hey, let me thank Kino Reviews for that $9.99 super chat. That's a good cigar, sir. Damn it, Graham! Today's payday and took my check. Congrats on Return to Monster Island and now Joe Frankenstein 3. Thank you, Kino.
Billy, I thought you were going to say that after they ate hundreds of them, 30 minutes later, they were hungry again.
Oh, well, Jimmy!
I was waiting for the punchline. I was like, wait.
Well played. This is putting me in a good mood.
Jasper, will you include the full Nolan cover as an add-on so I can make my purchase of both Nolan covers? I don't understand the question. Both Nolan covers? There's a Anthony cover and my cover. And you can get all the Nolan covers if you buy Joe 1, 2, and 3 under the Nolan Monster package. So I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. We include the full color Nolan cover as an add-on.
Does he mean like another cover, like another series, like another as an add-on?
I don't know. I'm sure I don't know.
Did you do a cover or something?
I shan't.
Aquino Reviews is back again with another cigar purchase. Aaron, with your permission, may I digitally paint your Witchblade?
Well, if you'd spelled my name correctly, I'd say yes, but since you didn't, no.
Oh.
No,
I don't know
actually,
what he's saying. You know, he might mean Shelley. If he shows up at your house with a roller,
no. Joe Bernardo already did it, so I guess people have been jumping all over that. So yeah, go ahead.
He's calling you Aaron.
that's right.
No, he's calling me
Aaron.
Aaron.
Ron.
Hello.
The pulp cover. I mean, the pulp cover is available up there. I don't understand why it needs to be an add-on. Add-on to what?
Maybe he already ordered and forgot to order it. Maybe that's.
Oh. Well, you can if that's the case, you can cancel the first order and then buy the 2 cover pack. That gets both covers.
There you go.
Anthony's and mine.
There you go.
Yep.
That sounds like a bargain to me.
Oh,
Hey,
wait,
Graham,
here we go.
did you bring up the greatest Frankenstein film of all time? The Japanese, 1971, Frankenstein Conquers
the world. Black and white.
From the people who brought you the horrific Godzilla movies, yeah.
What?
Oh,
You heard
Jasper, if you buy the color Nolan one, the black and white, which is the glow in the dark one, is an add-on. So you can get you can get them both. Just order the variant cover and then add the glow in the dark on as an add-on. There you go.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Seems simple enough.
Seems simple.
So, speaking of guys that won Academy Awards that shouldn't have,
Were we?
well, actually, it's hearkening back to Billy apparently not liking Scent of a Woman, so therefore, by extension, assuming that Al Pacino shouldn't have won Best Actor for that.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
He beat out Denzel for Malcolm X, and
okay, definitely. He definitely deserved that. Just like I don't know, what is it? Finding Shakespeare was a better film than Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
well, the reason I bring this up is because I just saw something on the verdict, the Paul Newman movie, and it really ticks me off how many times that Hollywood. I mean, I don't even pay attention anymore, but back when I was still paying attention. It's like they never gave the Oscar to the guys who deserved it for their performance, and they'd always do makeup Oscars later.
yeah.
Paul Newman should have won for the verdict. It's his best performance of his career, and instead they gave it to Ben Kingsley for Gandhi, which is one of the most boring films ever made. And then they later give it to him for The Color of Money, where he really wasn't even that good in that.
Yeah.
So
he was fine. It just
he wasn't bad, but he wasn't. The verdict was that was a tremendous performance.
Color of Money was I really liked that one. I liked him in that one. But yeah, you're right. The verdict is that was a way better performance. But yeah.
Let me thank Mo Sizlak for that 1999 super chat. That is indeed a good cigar. Just got Joe 3 for my collection and the 3-pack for my niece. She's 5 and obsessed with Joe Frankenstein. I like her. Got her she and Kit Carter too. Very nice.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to take out that nudie page from Kit Carter then. No, I'm kidding. There isn't one. I know.
Is that the one John Malin did?
Does anybody believe Aaron has a nudie page in any of his comics?
No.
Malin and Shane Davis keep sending me their nudie pages to put in. I'm like, no.
So you're saying that I don't have a chance, right?
See, I'm not falling for it again. Last time they're like, you should back Aaron's book, man. He's got a nudie page in it. So I back it. She just showed her ankles.
Well, it's naked ankles.
yeah.
Covered ankles.
I don't know, man. I think you might get a nice boost if you have a variant, edition. Kid Carter, pornography in space.
My kids would be so proud of me. I don't even know how I could describe the. My mom's still alive, Billy. So
My mom's still alive too. God bless her. Here's to our moms.
Amen.
Here, here. Here, here.
I had to tell my mom I got to an accident yet, so she's gonna flip out.
Oh my God! And now you're on stream. She catches this stream, Billy.
Oh yeah, she's such a big fan of the comics.
Oh my gosh!
You know what we haven't done for this crowd yet is we need to show some of Anthony's really cool pages.
Oh
Yeah, show us some
Oh,
of
I
those
haven't
cool
seen-
pages.
All right.
Yeah, let's do that. Is that showing? There we go.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. This is page 1 of Joe Frankenstein 3. Got these really mysterious looking dudes who, as we know from
You like the
other-
clouds in that?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's very abstract. I love that kind of shit. Kirby used to do that with these lines and these bold black things that would go off into perspective.
Mhm.
It was really great. And then Bammo! Look at this. They're leaping all over the rooftops of Egypt.
Oh, cool. That's very dynamic. Really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And if you blow it up, you can see the really cool texture on the moon there.
Oh,
So I gotta just brighten that up, or
Yeah,
sorry,
you got to darken up
it.
the shadows
Darken
on
it.
the moon. Yeah.
Right.
Is this
Darken-
Cairo? Where are they?
Egypt.
Egypt, but where? Anywhere
Supposed to be
particular?
Cairo.
It'd be like Cairo, yeah.
Yeah. I thought. I thought
It takes place in 1927.
Why 1927, Graham?
yeah. What's wrong with
well-
1925?
Why not 1924 when they discovered King Tut's tomb?
Well,
They found
because
Phil's
when
dead
they
body.
discovered the tomb, it started off all the tomb, hunting type of thing, and so it chose 27 because that gives us a little time for this stuff to manifest.
Mm.
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 27, good.
So a bunch of guys got together. Frankenstein. Took about how many minutes?
What do you think of this Webley, Billy?
Oh, I like it, except for it does need a lanyard ring.
Ah!
Oh.
I said the same thing to.
I was on early when you guys showed. I find these pages. I find your draftsmanship, Anthony, your storytelling, just astonishing.
Thank you.
Love it, and I wouldn't mind the if it wasn't my if it was my book, I'm like, dude, can you put the lanyard ring at the bottom of it?
Yeah, right.
When I buy it, I don't care.
Gotcha.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Yeah, I really like the perspective in this one here.
Yep.
Mhm.
There's a kind of a looping turn as they're the perspective of the buildings lead us right to that red window.
Yeah, I like that.
Very nice.
I think that should be a little brighter. That red.
More light coming out.
I didn't notice it at first. I think if you make that a little more not orange like the other windows, but if it could be a little bit more brighter, that.
Or is there dialogue where the word balloon leads to that window? That draws the eye.
Well, probably.
Just trash the whole thing and start over.
Yeah. Scrap it.
I thought that's what Billy was going to say. There's no lanyard. They just trashed the whole thing. I would have said there's trash it now. Well, I wanted you to zoom in on the whiskey. The thing. Everybody's got to see that whiskey bottle.
Oh yeah.
The Compass Comics new
Oh, excellent.
nice.
product placement here.
Yeah. Very nice. I need a bottle of that.
Yeah.
From 1927. Mm.
Oh, yeah, I do. That would be some well-aged whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great shot here. I'm holding the
Creepy
little shot
dude.
glass.
Was that? That's
the
Joe.
panel. The panel goes through the glass.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotta
Excellent.
maybe delete that panel so that he breaks that panel.
It's like they're toasting each other.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so great. That's the most fun thing about what we're doing right now, which is the ability for people to get these inside looks. I mean, looking at a tiny rectangle in Wizard magazine or comic scene, not the same thing.
Right.
This is a way better experience.
And this is the man who drew a wicker chair. Oh my
I
god.
know.
Oh
He
yeah.
is insane.
Like, look at this stuff down here. This
Yeah.
looks like it's simple. It is not, people.
Jesus.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not.
Amazing.
Yeah, that is hard, man.
And I'd just be dropping shadows in left and right.
Yeah, me too. I just silhouette.
That's what I'm trying. I'm really trying to like I light and dark is like I'm trying to make that like my specialty. I really do that. I really want to work on that. A lot of my favorite artists and everything, they do play with shadow and light. And so, and also I'm always trying to pull back a little bit to kind of see what else I could do. But anyways, I love
No,
all the
I'm
details.
just giving you a hard time. I think it looks great. It's like showing that just little bit of detail so you don't lose the chair.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying I'm lazy is kind of what I was.
Oh, okay. I got it.
What you always want when you have an artist working on your stories, that's not you, is to bring something to the table. And what's neat about Anthony is he does that. I mean, this right here, in the design for Frederick Frankenstein, I didn't have an eye that was like whited out, like there was damage to the eye, but he added that to it, and the scarring on his face. I might have had scars on him, I don't remember. But this is something he added, and it's really cool. There's a story there that we don't know. Look at that.
Yeah, that adds character. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
cool. How did
Now,
he
is
design?
this Victor von Frankenstein's grandson or son? I mean, what?
Well, it's Joe Frankenstein's great-great-grandfather.
Huh.
Oh, so we're going back to the past because it's 1928.
Yeah, 27.
Oh,
It's important.
but Billy won it in 1928.
No way I was doing this in 28.
Oh,
Exactly. I mean, the line work.
I
is
thought we
so
took Billy's
painful.
edit. Yeah.
So great, man. I love it.
Yeah,
You know,
there's
just
a looseness
breathe.
here in the drawing, which is really cool. But it's all solid. It's not like sloppy loose. It's just the construction of the figures and the drawings are rock solid.
Wow.
Looks fun.
Yeah.
See if you're going to cast that. That's Errol Flynn, right? I mean, you got Errol Flynn. You put Karloff as the monster. You got a movie here.
Right. Yeah.
That shot's beautiful. That first shot on that page is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a great book, guys. This is going to be a really awesome book.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
So
Graham, what's the story?
what's the story?
Jerry, what's the story? Jerry?
Well, the story is that here, let me just pop this out real quick. Get all the boys up there. It as I said, it takes place in 1927, and the monster, Mr. Lazarus, and Frederick Frankenstein are looking for the staff of the Eye of Ra, which was used by the ancient Egyptians to destroy a vampire infestation in ancient Egypt. And they find it's in this pyramid, and the pyramid is protected by these the vampires are after them, as we saw here, but then there's these mummies that are in protecting the staff inside the pyramids. And when they get the staff, they're going to unwittingly release Lord Golgotha, who we met in the first Joe Frankenstein books. And this is sort of like his origin story, is where we're going to meet him and how he got released. As they're trying to because in 1927 there's another buildup of these vampires, so they're looking for this weapon that can destroy many of them at the same time. And what the Egyptians did, they put the staff of Ra on the top of one of the pyramids, and when the sun hit it, it was like a laser beam that just lit out, and there was no shadows, and the sunlight went out and destroyed all the vampires.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So
I have to draw that.
That was an absolutely outstanding answer to the question, Graham. He's like, so what's it about? Here you go.
And then, well, he left out the part where the Nile crocodiles come up and eat the vampires at the end.
Yeah, all
right.
the little burnt bits that are left, the burnt ends, if it was. If it were.
The burnt ends.
I would send him to the poor.
What is this, Jimmy?
So I was looking up some history on Frankenstein, and it was showing the video that Mary Shelley, it says the author of Frankenstein carried her husband's heart literally, like she actually carried it around.
Is that bad?
Yeah, and they call her the first science fiction. Call it the first science fiction novel.
Yes.
I never really thought of it as science fiction. I mean, I know it's science fiction, but I thought of it more like horror for some reason.
Yeah, they never explain in the book, the science behind what brought this creature to life. There's none of the electricity and those are universal tropes. It was more like magic than anything else. I don't know. I mean, you read it, Sean.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing about that book is that you carry with you all of the movie tropes, right, of how Frankenstein was created, and then when you read the book, what surprised me about it is it's almost like the story of a serial killer stalking this guy and really just torturing every single person that he comes into contact with. It is such a dark book. There's none of the it's a masterpiece, obviously, but it's got none of the romance of Dracula, you know, and what Bram Stoker did with that. But that's where I started to realize that not only were those amazing electrical equipments an invention of Universal, but so was the sympathy for the monster, because the monster you cannot sympathize with that monster. Once you get to the killed a child, framed a woman level of thinking that goes into the way he tortures people, man. But yeah, it's they don't really go into it that much, and I think it probably has to do with the original connection that she was drawing with the modern day Prometheus aspect of the book. It was I stole fire was the main thing, not what'd you carry the fire with? Like it was more about the idea.
Yeah. And then I was reading about Mary Shelley and how she came up with the idea for Frankenstein. It said that in 1816 in Geneva, she and her husband, her boyfriend at the time, were trapped in, and it was a rainy day. Them and a few other friends, one was a physician, and they had another person there. They just started telling stories to entertain themselves.
That's true.
And that's how her husband came up with the vampire, and then how Frankenstein was created. Just telling stories. Isn't that crazy? Because that's what we do. We're not.
They were all writers. There's Percy Shelley, who was
Percy. That was his name. Yeah.
Great poets of England. And there was some other writers that were there too, in that literary circle.
Something. Let me see if I find it again. It would say that
Byron, Lord Byron was there.
Lord Byron. He's a physician, John Polidori. They were inside, and they just started talking to pass the time and writing ghost stories and telling ideas about.
It's interesting in Frankenstein: The True Story, which was a TV movie from 1973. With Michael Sarrazin and James Mason. James Mason played Dr. Polidori.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the character who was not in the book, but they named this character in the show after the other writer that was at the actual birth of the Frankenstein story. That was kind of neat.
Yeah. I mean, that's that amazing thing that happens when and maybe this is a big part of what we're doing here, but you get a bunch of creative people together and they start brainstorming, and that's the stuff that affects culture. It's not this top down, this big corporation says, here are the ideas you're going to have. It's more the corporations are built around the ideas. And, Karloff and the Universal monsters are what have made that studio evergreen and be able to last this long and to be able to do that. So that's the power of Shelley's story, is that a movie studio was built on that. And that evening, frankly, built a movie studio too, when you think about it. Because Dracula would later come out of that. I believe it was the Doctor wrote that story, The Vampire, which I guess upset Lord Byron. And he ended up, later, I think, killing himself from the embarrassment or whatever, that Byron was not happy with the book he wrote. And then Bram Stoker kind of picked it up and did Dracula, which is a masterful work as well. But just the connection we have because of Universal adding to that mythos with Egypt. Like, I see Frankenstein stories taking place in Egypt. That's a perfect fit. You know, it's like, this is the undead,
Right.
the city of the undead. And I love it all, man. That's my favorite genre right there.
What I love to play with when I'm doing these Frankenstein stories is things you haven't seen before, like flies flying around the creature because he has dead skin. You know, when it was created in the Bride character, you know, I based her on what's that actress's name? She played Thor's mother.
Oh, yeah.
She has a big.
I know, I
she has
just-
a kind of a big chin, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of a broad chin.
Broad chin.
That's her name, Broad. Chin.
Yeah, that broad has a chin.
She was in Lethal Weapon 4. She was
Yeah.
what was her name? Gosh darn it.
Renee Russo.
Yes, Renee
Chris-
Russo. Thank
Renee
you.
Russo.
Thank you. And she wears flowers in her hair to hide the smell of her body.
Oh,
You know, and perfume and stuff like that. Those are the things that I find fun to explore. You know, knowing what we know about the monsters, what avenues haven't been touched on. You know, and that I find is a lot of fun to deal with. You know,
I thought when you said I like ideas that are new and fresh, I thought you were going to talk about Frankenstein in Mexico, because everybody knows the undead man's best friend would be the chupacabra. You know,
That's right.
that's an undead dog.
The pet store.
Yeah, the pet store. Yeah, that's right. Frankenstein and the chupacabra in Mexico. That'd be awesome.
Chupacabra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the ideas that are of the Western canon that this stuff is built on is amazing, and it keeps, you know, we just keep adding layers onto the mythos. And I think it was, you know, thinking about the Mummy's Tomb, and then thinking about, you know, combining that kind of adventure with Frankenstein's monster, and then the history of that, all these Gothic influences coming together. I mean, it's wild. I mean, it's exciting. Makes for a fun.
How
world.
did Universal get the rights? Obviously, she wrote it long before Universal.
They were in public
movies.
domain.
Probably the public domain.
Yeah,
right?
at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They were
okay.
public
Yeah, that's right.
domain.
1816.
Yeah.
So
Now Dracula was not.
Right.
Which is why when they made Nosferatu, the Stoker's wife sued them, and all the prints for Nosferatu were supposed to be destroyed as a result of that, and they had to pay her. And they did pay her, and they destroyed the prints, but they found one that wasn't destroyed. Thank God.
Yeah.
And it's been restored, and now you know you can see this German expressionist masterpiece.
Yeah.
wow.
So we really lucked out that somebody had a copy of it. Now, if we just find London After Midnight,
I think about that a lot. Every time we find another 4 minutes of Metropolis, I go, is someone going to find me London After Midnight? Is somebody
I
gonna
want
find
that, and I want the original soundtrack for Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be
I
good.
so want to hear that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because if you guys don't know, in the Frankenstein canon, you had the three Karloff films, which ended with Son of Frankenstein, and then in the next one, the fourth one, they had the Ghost of Frankenstein. Lon Chaney played the character, and at the end of that, his friend Igor, they put his brain, and Igor was played by Bela Lugosi. They put Igor's brain into the monster, and then he comes out, and now it's actually Bela Lugosi talking, you know, and then he goes blind because his blood didn't match up or some kind of other bullshit like that, and you know, then the place burns down, and you think the monster's dead. Now you cut to Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, and Bela is playing the monster, and he's playing it with Igor's brain in him, so he's actually speaking lines, and he's still blind. So in the movie where you see all those, everybody making, when people walk like this with their arms out, like, you know, to say that they're Frankenstein, it comes from that movie because the character's blind, but nobody nobody knows that because they don't tell you that in the movie. But because they erased all that. They took all the speaking parts out of the film and all the references to him being blind.
That's terrible. That would be so great.
Yeah, I want to hear, because there's a still of Bela after he was brought out of the ice, and Lon Chaney sitting there talking, and they're having a whole complete conversation.
Wow.
I want to know what it was. It's so that's one of those things I'm looking for. I want somebody to find in some vault in Russia or something.
Yeah. It's got to be. I mean, those, whatever time you hear about those, the film vault set fire stories, just go, no. We lost some movies. But yeah, I think that someone asked me one time if there was any other job that I would, any other dream job I have, and it would be if I had the skill set, film restoration. Those guys are my heroes. The people who restore and preserve these movies so that we get to see them, like Hitchcock's The Man Who Knew Too Much, or the original one with Peter Lorre.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Kino Reviews for $5 says, for the spelling mistake, Aaron, do I have your blessing?
You have my blessing. Good luck to you, young man.
So here's some facts
You gotta
about.
post it. You gotta post it on Twitter so we can see it. Stealth X5 for $2 just got the Everything Secret tier. Good choice, my friend. Well done. Okay, I think that's all the super chats I got.
I was looking up some movie facts for the Frankenstein Universal movie, and it says that the monster's makeup design by Jack Pierce, it's under copyright to Universal through the year 2026.
Oh,
enjoy it while it lasts.
That still doesn't take care of Boris Karloff likeness, though.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
So you can use
that
the
just means you
the
can
flat
put
head.
bolts and the flat head and all that kind of stuff. And make it, you could put that exact same makeup on somebody else's face, and it still wouldn't look like Karloff's, because they just don't have Karloff's face.
Yeah. What do you guys think? We're talking about Universal Monsters, talking about Jack Pierce. What do you guys think of the films that are based on the Universal Monster films, like Gods and Monsters or Shadow of the Vampire?
Gods and Monsters was okay.
Very gay.
It's very gay. Yeah, it was okay.
That one. I did see Shadow of the Vampire, which I liked all the way up to the end. And I thought,
is that the one where they say the actor who played Nosferatu really was a vampire?
Yeah, Willem Dafoe was the vampire.
I didn't care for that.
The director.
Yeah,
I really liked it. I liked the odd sense of humor and everything, but I thought it fell apart at the end, unfortunately. And that's, if you can't bring it home, ruins the whole movie. And I didn't think they did a good job bringing it home. It was.
So you're saying if you can't bring it home, why leave the house?
Well, I'm saying you come up with a good ending before you write your story. That's what I always do. I never write a story where I don't know where I'm going.
Right.
And because it's so much easier to backtrack once you come up with that really killer ending. Then even if the story before it isn't that great, that's all anybody will remember is how great the ending was, right? Like Planet of the Apes, which was a great movie, but that ending is freaking, one of the best endings in cinematic history.
Right.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, the first one. So.
Oh, speaking of Planet of the Apes, I belong to one of these, a couple of these Facebook Planet of the Apes things. And this guy that worked on the Planet of the Apes he wrote this piece about, why did Taylor and why did that ship land on Earth? We find out it's Earth later on, because I never quite understood. They're going out to colonize Alpha Centauri, or whatever the planet was. And then, as it turns out, they end up back on Earth. Well, the background behind that is that the ship, those men and that girl were supposed to colonize. Like, she's basically Eve. They said, which is really stupid. They send one woman and 6 guys.
Yeah, I know.
that's right.
or 4 guys,
Dibs.
whatever.
I got dibs.
Yeah,
Shotgun.
maybe it should have been 1 guy and 4 women. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
you have a better chance of survival than if
Yeah.
one woman has a problem with childbirth or something or dies. You know, 1 guy can plant a lot of seeds. So that didn't make any sense to me, but okay, whatever. But as a result, when what was that character's name? The woman.
I'm trying to think. That was a gal.
When her stasis tube breaks and she dies, the computer realizes that and cancels the mission and sends the ship back to Earth.
Oh.
And that's the reason we see the crack and her death. That's why she had to die in the story, and why the ship comes back to Earth.
She was Lieutenant Stewart.
Stewart, that was it.
That was a girl.
Yeah.
You know, if they remade that movie, it would be all women, and the 1 guy would die, and they'd make all the women heroes. You know.
Well, I think, I think if the reason why they probably went with the guys instead of the gals is because they could see a couple things coming down. One was a lobotomy, the other was taxidermy, and they said, the audiences might be more comfortable with guys.
Well, there's also the naked swimming. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
we got
And when you had
than we needed.
And when you had Linda Harrison, what the hell did you need any other?
Oh man, Linda Harrison is Nova. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She was dating Zanuck.
The producer. Yeah.
Zanuck, yeah.
Oh, lucky bastard.
Let's give this baby a refresh and see where we're at here. All right, Timpani. 22,065, 313 backers. Let's see if we picked up any. 320.
Whoa.
Nice.
Very nice.
Wow.
Very good.
Wow.
Very, very nice. Wow, you guys are awesome. I mean, I think you've got a love for this lumbering creature, undead creature.
Awesome. Really cool.
Yeah, and then showing Anthony's art didn't hurt at all.
That's right.
No. There's a lot more where that comes from. Right? I mean, you are going to do more, right?
Yeah.
It was just the pause. That was a long, awkward pause.
I
Anthony.
got a little worried.
I think Anthony's the story's going in a different direction. It's going to be largely about wicker chairs, and it's
Right.
He was like, "Oh, sure. I'm just sending my portfolio to Marvel right now."
What the story is, Bill, you asked the story is that the monster and Fred are antique dealers. And
Right.
they go, on garage sales and stuff, and they find stuff, and they try to, gyp people down on prices. It's very exciting.
Well,
Yeah, like
Antiques Roadshow.
the
I'll
setting.
give you $20 for the whole box.
The setting and the what is it? You said, it's a colonial style interior with rattan furniture. I'm like, rattan furniture. I was just like, rattan for. I'd look at all that up. So I kind of just kept it to a few things, because it was like, what am I going to do? How much am I going to do the background? But anyways, but I never heard of that. Never heard of rattan furniture. I didn't know. Yeah.
It's like wicker.
Yeah.
Oh, rattan.
Just say wicker. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah, right. Just say wicker, man.
It sound as good as rattan.
Wicker man.
I found the perfect way to get a few more backers. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
She was the Salma Hayek of the 60s, man.
Wow. You know, she was in Batman too.
She lasted a long time. I mean, she stayed beautiful.
What was she in Batman?
She was a cheerleader at Robbins High School in that episode where the Joker, infiltrates the high school and he's ripping the kids off with that milk machine. And
so that was before Planet of the Apes. Before her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
What a plot.
Yeah. It's actually really cool because one of the girls who is in with the Joker, and she's one of the high school kids, is feeling bad about what's going on. So she's going to rat the Joker out to Dick Grayson. And the Joker, gives her this glass of milk, and she's about to drink it, and she's like, "Joker, is that poison?" And he's like, "Oh, everything's fair in love and war." He was gonna poison her.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's so great.
My favorite Batman episode was the one with Vincent Price when he was Egghead.
Oh God, yeah, Egghead.
Because they hatched the
I love
dinosaur.
Price, but I never liked Egghead.
Oh, come on. He hatched that dinosaur. That was the best part, man.
That episode was too existential for me.
Oh, hello. Thank you.
Remember the one where Batman and Robin got swallowed by those giant clams at the bottom of that?
That
pool?
one scared
Oh
the
my God.
piss out of me as a little boy.
Yep.
You know, when Robin's foot is sticking out of the clam and it's wiggling, you know,
Yep.
and we were cutting away to the next episode, you know,
Yep.
it's like, oh my God. And then Batman ends up breaking the chains and prying it open. Is so cool. I love that one as a kid.
Yep. Me too. But still not as good as Egghead.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, the imagination was running on full throttle. When you look at that stuff, the Batcave, the design of the Batmobile, and then you look at things, you know, all of the stuff that was going on during those decades, the Planet of the Apes makeup for its time. Then you look at 2001. Then you look at, you know, what happens later on with Star Wars. The average horror movie during the 50s and 60s, not even the biggest ones you've heard of, has so much incredible art direction. We were talking about, what is it, Horror Hotel or City of the Dead, depending on which title.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at Christopher Lee in that, and I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, like this is just a movie that's in the public domain and I'd never heard of before, and it's got one of the best witch stories and witchcraft stories I've ever seen. Fantastic.
Which one was this?
Horror Hotel
we
or
watched
City
that.
of the
That's
Dead.
right. Yeah, I did. I just recently saw that.
Yeah, I think we
Right.
played
We,
that. I might have
we
played
did that. We
when
watched
played
that.
it.
We did a stream of it.
That's when I saw it. Then.
Yeah. That couple shows up at the hotel.
Yes.
It's black and white, and it's all foggy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
it's
the guy
foggy.
who
It
just
was
asked
a
for a
black and
ride.
white film.
Well, since we're
Yeah.
doing cinematic babes, Yvette Mimieux from the Time Machine. Oh, baby.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd
yes.
go Back to the Future for that.
Yeah, she's all right.
What?
She didn't do it for me.
Graham, somebody boot him. Oh, wait a minute. That's a wrong show.
Anyway,
I think the only thing that's killing the photo for me is that guy in the photo.
Taylor.
Did you like this movie, Graham?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yes, so did I. So what are you ragging on Yvette
Well, I
for?
just thought she was okay. I mean,
I
she
thought
Yeah,
doesn't,
she's all right.
doesn't do it for
I
me.
don't
She's
know. I
no,
thought she was pretty good.
she's no Elizabeth Montgomery.
Aaron, can we ask Shelly, standing right behind you, what she thinks of you looking at this lady?
She's taking a nap right now. Be
Uh,
quiet. Keep your voice down.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that's
Maureen
for me,
O'Hara
camera
fan
horror.
here.
Billy's on my side. I know he is.
Yes.
Billy likes anything on two legs. I mean,
Yeah,
come
that's
on.
true.
Well,
But
He's Italian. He likes everything.
like,
yeah.
yeah, come on. Lizzo's on two legs.
barely.
Billy,
Barely
no.
stand.
Don't do it.
I love those guys. That was that thing when
What do we got
they're
here?
like, oh, when they
This
say
is the Frankenstein drawing I told you I was going to find.
Oh,
So this is just this was it was Dean Koontz's Frankenstein. So he had one of these like tattoos, like he got it from a monk in the where is it? High up in the mountains. Where's that place called? I don't know.
Himalayas.
Himalayas, yeah. So he was up there, and he gets a tattoo because he's really scarred on the face. So they over it he puts one of those face tattoos on it.
Oh,
This
okay.
is I drew this back in like 2013. That was the Frankenstein drawing I was talking about that I had.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because Mary Shelley's Frankenstein isn't anything like the what we see in the Universal Frankenstein. That was by the makeup artist.
Right.
Right.
So it's totally different.
I loved Wrightson's interpretation, how he kind of like was partially decayed, looked like a zombie. I mean, I know that's not accurate to what it was, but it was quite visually striking.
I have that.
Going back to that Frankenstein, the True Story, when I saw that in 1973, there was like a dearth of horror on TV. You had The Night Stalker, you had Dan Curtis's Dracula, his Mr. Hyde, Jekyll and Hyde. You
Dark
had
Shadows.
Dark Shadows. Yeah, you had the Jack Palance Dracula.
Mhm.
Even had comedy
all these
monsters.
really cool horror things, and then you also had Frankenstein: The True Story, which was like 2-episode miniseries, and it was like
Right.
long.
Mhm. I
And
remember when it came out.
I remember when they unveil the monster and he's this handsome guy, Michael Sarrazin. And then as the story goes on, he starts to decay and gets worse and worse looking.
Mhm.
And what's her name? The Jane Seymour.
I was going to say
Oh,
Jane
that's right.
Seymour.
Jane
I
Seymour was in that.
Jane
was
Seymour.
just gonna say Jane Seymour, even though I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she plays Frankenstein's wife or fiance Elizabeth, and the monster goes into this party in front of everybody and rips her head off.
Oh,
Right in front of them.
shut up!
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, you don't see it, but I think you hear the thud and you see the people's reactions and stuff. And I can't remember if they have like a dummy head, or anything like
I
that.
remember that scene vaguely where it's off camera. I remember that now.
Yeah.
That you brought it up.
Like they're having this big lavish party, and the monster who's getting no love, who's getting really ugly now, he shows up and he's really pissed off, and he's gonna take. He didn't ask to be created, and then he says he's gonna take everything from you, and which is his fiance, and he pulled her head off. It's pretty cool.
It says
I'm sorry. Now, was that true to Shelley's story?
The killing of
The monster does kill Elizabeth in the story. Wow. But I don't think he rips her head off at a party.
No. Yeah, he's when he finds her, she's. I
There
mean,
it is.
yeah.
Oh,
Dear.
oh, so they did show.
Oh, Jane.
Mason.
No.
Whatever did you do with Elizabeth's head?
Oh.
Now, Jimmy Reyes, if you had a head of
That's a good find.
Seymour, what would you do with that head?
a wax plastic one like this.
Wait a minute, you're saying that's not real?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would hope that it would have had her mouth open. Maybe, I'm like, scare her first so that her mouth opens.
Yeah.
If you're going to keep the head,
Well,
you want the mouth open.
They couldn't do her mouth open because I'm sure that's a plaster cast.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
Jane-
plus the eyes should be rolled up somewhat.
yeah, yes, definitely.
Not
That's for
looking
sure.
straight up like a mannequin.
No, it's because I want the head to be like a true fleshlight. That's
Oh
that's
my
what I
God.
want.
Fleshlight. Oh, great. Nice.
Well,
I don't think at the time they were thinking you were going to screenshot it. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe.
True.
well,
I mean,
here's moments just before. So there's your.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she's a
There's the
beautiful
man.
actress. That's the one you need right there. No teeth though. Not so much teeth.
just a vow.
Man, that's a rough
Kick
looking
him.
monster.
Kick him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the hands.
Tattoo.
Yeah, that's kind of like a Basil Gogos a little bit. The crazy color that's going on. there.
Greens on there, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Nice.
beautiful actress
I
though.
was searching all this stuff because I was trying to remember who the lead was. David McCallum was who I was trying to think of was the Dr. Frankenstein, right?
Then who's James Mason?
Yes. Yes.
He was-
Yeah.
Yeah, Mason was Dr. Pretorius.
Oh, okay. We did mention that. Okay.
Or what was
What?
his name? Graham? Pretorius was, of course, from Bride of Frankenstein.
Polydorus.
Yes, Polydorus.
What happened to Hollywood? I mean, the actresses used to be so beautiful.
Oh my God. Well, in my
Back then.
her and
Still pretty amazing.
Barbara Bach are my two favorite Bond girls.
Ooh.
How about you guys? You have a favorite Bond girl?
Wow.
Well, they got painted up in gold and showed a lot of nudity.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jill Masterson.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't beat her.
Who played Dr. Goodhead? What was her
Oh,
Dr. Goodhead.
that was Lois Child.
Why can't I see that doctor? Damn
name?
it.
Hey, that was the character's name. What do you want from me?
I got so many doctors, but none of my doctors were named Doctor. None of my female doctors were named Dr. Goodhead.
Pussy girl, have you met Dr. Goodhead?
I think you can't beat the My name is Pussy Galore.
Yeah.
I must be dreaming.
Must be dreaming.
I must be dreaming. So I got an image to share here. Do any of you guys know this young Indian actor by any chance?
I do.
Which, this blew my mind.
William
Wow.
Henry Pratt.
That's right. Boris Karloff, and why we needed that name change. So I didn't find out till about 3 years ago that he was, his parents were on both sides, I guess, half or mostly South Asian Indian, half British. And so the reason for them changing his name to Boris Karloff is because he didn't want anybody to know. And I remember thinking, I can kind of see it, once I found that out, like, there's certain features that you become accustomed to. But when I saw him in this picture at 26, I was like, wow, what an amazing thing to think about, that this guy, this actor, and what America is in terms of how we have so many different people. You got Jack Pierce, who's Greek, but I never knew this story until his daughter, Sarah Karloff, started talking about it and his history there. So
He could play the Sheik based on the
seriously. Well, he played in The Mummy, right? Perfect. Casting for that. Fantastic.
Yeah, because Valentina was dead by 26, 1926.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah. Well, Karloff, when you see him, always looked very tanned.
Yeah.
I figure, he's just, one of those California guys, just hangs out, and then when I read of his Indian heritage, I was like, okay. And his daughter, Sarah, is the same thing. She's got, a very dark skin
She looks
complexion.
darker than him. I was looking at Sarah and I thought, my God. But he's
she was beautiful when she was young.
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She was very
movie
beautiful.
star faces. These people, movie stars. Yeah. But that blew my mind. I had no idea about that little piece of history, but it's incredible. It was,
and all
if you
his
had the
brothers
talent.
were like some of them were in like the diplomatic corps, doctors and stuff, and he was sort of like the black sheep, traveling.
He did all right.
around.
He did okay.
He did
He
okay.
had a bit of a legacy. How
Nobody
many action
remembers the
figures have
brothers.
they sold?
Yeah.
So you got to think, if he was 46, right, when he played the monster in 31,
Right.
and he died at 70 something. So you think, he died in 1969 or something like that?
Yeah, 69.
So you think, wow, what in just that, relatively short time.
Yeah.
Because, he wasn't 30, and just imagine it had he been 30 years old, like the actor that played Barnaby in March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
Star in the
He was in his 20s.
He was 22 years old when he played Barnaby, the crooked old man, and he played Scar in The Searchers. And
he was the German weapons guy in Vera Cruz too.
Wasn't
Kino
Karloff
Reeves.
in Frankenstein?
Henry
1970?
Henry Branson, I think is his name, something like that.
Didn't Karloff play? They did a movie called Frankenstein 1970 or Frankenstein 70 AD or something. What was it called? But it was
Frankenstein 1970, I think it was.
but it was filmed in like 1960, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
something?
59, I think.
Yeah, 59.
58, 59.
So it was like in the future.
Cars.
It was terrible.
Everybody imagine floating cars and space travel.
He got it done as the Grinch, though, too. This guy.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of touchstones that he's put down in terms of popular culture. All these guys, man, they were just hitting it out of the park with almost everything they did.
Now, did you guys see Targets?
No.
No,
That was his
You ever
last.
saw that? His last movie, Targets?
No, I
I never
haven't seen
saw
it.
it.
Oh, Peter Bogdanovich directed it, and he plays an aging horror star. And at the it also has to deal with this psychopath who was like a like back in the 60s, you had the guys up in the towers shooting people, like in Texas.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys, and so you got these two plots going at the same time, and he's playing basically himself, and he's so good. You see him frustrated as an actor, and then he ends up confronting this guy, the killer, and it's a really great movie. You should check it out. It's not like nothing you'd think of a Boris Karloff film.
Well,
Hey, Graham, do you know much about like what was Karloff's personal life like? I know he had his daughter who's carrying on his legacy. Like, was he comfortable from film? You know, from his Hollywood career. You know, I mean, we all know about Lugosi spiraling out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but did he live a comfortable life? Did he?
Yeah, he did. He wasn't like ever destitute like Lugosi was. He was a gardener. He loved, he was very English. Loved to, make gardens. He was part of the polo. There was the whole section of British expats in Hollywood that had this polo league, whatever you call it. He was instrumental in that. He was also one of the first people in the actors. Was it the Guild? I forget which one it was, but starting off for actors' equity and stuff like that. So, yeah,
he's a sharp dresser. Look at that suit.
Yeah.
Wow. Kids would call it a drip.
He wasn't a communist, was he?
We're better off not knowing, Billy. Just don't ask certain questions.
Don't dig. Yeah.
That's true.
Don't ask certain questions, Billy.
Yeah.
But when you guys showed an image earlier, and I did a little research on the image because I was curious about it, and it's actually a big part of movie history. It's the first ever horror film, as far back as we can that anyone's aware of in movie history, and it was it's French, but it translates to the House of the Devil.
Ooh.
And I had no idea. So the first one was in roughly 1896, I think, somewhere around there.
Le Maneur du Diable.
But you guys showed this image, so were you guys aware of this, or?
Well, no, that image is from Thomas Edison's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why they're showing that. Then I was looking for that image, and then I found that.
Don't believe everything you read on the internet, Jimmy.
I know. Damn it.
Trust us, Jimmy.
That's right.
Now that flick that you see down there, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, that is probably the most incredible. I think it was a couple of years ago. That is the most incredible restoration I think I've ever seen of a film from that era. It looks like you're looking. It's up there with the greatest, which for me is They Shall Not Grow Old, as far as doing historical footage to making it feel like it's present. But this is just a straight restoration. And it looks like you're looking through time to these people when they were filming it. It's incredible.
Wow.
Well, I saw something or heard something. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was James Mason, but I'm not sure. Somebody bought like this house in someplace in Hollywood. It ended up being like Harold Lloyd's old place.
Oh, that was a beautiful place.
And they found like some old reels of his that were on nitrate. And he got them restored, and they were giving him credit for it. Was an actor, but I can't remember who it was.
Oh, I've heard that story.
Yeah, because he had a massive home, and he had a vault for his a cutting room and all that for his films. So that's I'm not surprised by that at all. I forget what his house was. His house is very famous. Harold Lloyd married his wife. They had children. He stayed with his wife the whole time. He became a Mason. Republican.
Who is that?
Harold Lloyd.
Oh, Harold Lloyd. Yeah. I loved his movies. They were really cool.
Going back to that image that I showed earlier, you said that was Edison's Frankenstein. I didn't realize that was the first time Frankenstein was ever on film.
Yep.
Was released through Edison Studios.
Now there's a movie, Freaks.
Oh, yeah.
Todd Browning's film Freaks.
Is that in the public domain, Freaks?
I don't think so. I think that's
if you go on X or Twitter, it feels like Freaks are in the public domain. But not.
The movie's not, but Freaks are. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead.
Are these actors like real amputees? And I see some midgets. And
yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see somebody
they're all like circus freaks that they used, and that's
now they're all out of the job.
Now that's where Todd Browning, got into a lot of trouble for us because that's who he used them. He
the one dude, the worm guy crawling in the mud, with a knife in his mouth,
a knife in his teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is he gonna do it?
Wow.
That's creepy because it's real. Like I don't think I can watch that stuff. That's
it's a bit much.
It's not a great movie.
Yeah,
it's more shock value disturbing.
Yes.
It's very. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
There's just that.
It's exploitive,
Yes.
Right. Well, that lady. There's that lady that's like. Someone needs to take care of them, and she.
Where'd you go?
That whole scene, and it was just very sad, and like you feel so down.
Yeah.
Watching it.
I hit the wrong button.
I've done that.
what does this button do?
I'm talking to you guys and it's dead silent. I'm like, what just happened?
You were saying Iran.
Ironically, I have to go because it's dinner time here on the West Coast, but I wanted to get back in and say good luck the rest of the evening, Graham, and great start. And it's been fun. This is the kind of show I want to be on all the time. We just talk about old monster movies, but
right. I know that is a lot of fun.
The dinner bell's ringing, so I'll catch you guys later.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot,
Nice
Aaron.
talking to you.
See ya. Thanks.
See you, man.
Great, Aaron.
Aaron's a great guy, even if he doesn't like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Oh,
I mean, had I known we were going to be talking about horror films, I would have showed you guys the video of my first wedding. But
geez.
Hey now.
Yeah. Now that he's gone, Abbott
yeah,
let's talk that movie, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein and the Wolfman. Aaron is watching right now, and he's like going,
I'm coming back. If he comes
coming back.
Exactly.
Eat your
But
dinner.
I
I can't eat.
Yeah, I can't eat with this gentleman. The gentleman.
now we can
from
talk
Rhode
Star Trek.
That's right. But it's one of those things to where I think that for me, I wanted to introduce my kids to the monsters and the classic monsters, and so that that journey could kind of begin. And there's no better way than that movie.
How old were they when you showed them the first time? That movie?
Well, they were in utero, but I was pushing the issue. I got to be honest. They were
never
twins,
too early.
They say play Beethoven into the stomach,
Yeah, you put the headphones on the.
Mhm. That's right. Yeah. So, which they had their last day of high school today. They're 18 now, but we have twins, and and so what was so crazy to me about that is they grew up with it, and so my kids would walk around the house and they would go, "Oh, chick!" And it was so great. We love that stuff, And my daughter was so funny when she would watch those. She would look at Wilbur and she would always feel this like anxiety for him whenever he was on the on the suitcases trying to get the luggage, going back and forth, and no one believes him when the candle's moving. She was like, no one's believing him. That's so sad,
There's a couple interesting things in that movie that like when they trap the monster in that room and Lou butts up against the door and he goes, well, that ought to hold him, and then the monster's fist comes through. Well, Lou wasn't standing on his proper spot. And when Glenn Strange's fist comes through that balsa wood thing, he actually clocks him right in the face. And you can see it. And as professional as Lou was, he never broke character, and they use that shot, which is really cool.
You hit me in the face and I'm breaking character right away. I'm turning into a little girl.
No. Glenn Strange is a big man too. The guy who played the monster, he was a Western star. He had hands on him this big, so getting smacked with that must have hurt. Then the other interesting scene was when the monster is running amok and he picks up the woman, the lab assistant, and throws her out the window. Well, when they were first filming that scene, Glenn Strange tripped because he has those big old high platform shoes, and he turned it and broke his ankle. So he couldn't do that scene. So Lon Chaney, who is playing the Wolfman in the movie, also played Frankenstein in The Ghost of Frankenstein. So they put the makeup on him, and when he's the one who throws her through the window, and then when he turns and comes back and he's walking towards, coming towards Bud and Lou, you can tell, if you can tell that that's Lon Chaney Jr. and not Glenn Strange anymore.
Oh, wow. Well, we can't show that, right? Silent? Like a clip of that, because you think he gets struck if we.
Well, I don't know how we'd find it. Let me see.
Yeah, you never know. It might be like launch. Like if you type in Lon Chaney Jr., Frankenstein's monster,
broken ankle.
Yeah.
Broken.
And Glenn Strange didn't do as well as Lou Costello did, because when they were doing that bit with the hands where he's sitting in his lap, Glenn Strange could not keep it together. He was just dying because he was such a huge fan of them.
Yeah.
And he just kept cracking up, and he has the goofiest, wonderful laugh when all those outtakes. It's great, man. Good guys.
Well, I'm going to get running, but congratulations, Graham.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Jimmy. Hey,
Yeah.
wait, before you go, Jimmy,
Yeah.
let's mention your book that you have that's still live now.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Actually, Dragon Rage is the book, and I am on the last page.
Wow.
The last page of art, and I'll tell you, it feels...
You want to share your screen and throw it?
That's a good feeling to have.
It feels good.
There it
it's
is.
a 44-page story, and I'm starting the last page tomorrow, and I'm excited.
You deserve a night out or a drink or a cigar or something when you get that last page done, dude.
I deserve Dr. Goodhead. That's what I deserve.
Well, good luck with that.
And so I'm so good, and I'm so glad. And this is the book. When it ends, I'm going to do a closeout, and all the perks that I have, all the covers, they're campaign exclusive, so I'm not going to reprint any of these covers. So the only way to get them is through this campaign. I'm not going to overprint and offer them on my website later, anything like that. So it's just me, just through the campaign, a way for me to say thank you. Really, the only people who are going to have the book are going to be backers. I'm going to keep maybe like 3 or 4 copies for myself. I don't really need more than that. For this first time around, but I want those backers to really the ones to have the copies, and then it's up to them if they want to sell it on secondary market or whatever they want to do. But
well, you should overprint them so that you have like stuff to put up on a website or to use for a part of a perk for your next campaign.
I thought you were going to say you should overprint so you have a little stack to sit on so you can sit up higher on the.
Oh no!
I wouldn't say that.
Whoa!
Because I'm so short. No, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I thought about that too as well, but I think for me, I'm okay with that for now. I think.
Plus, when you overprint, the higher your number, the lower your cost per unit are.
Oh, see, that's a good reason then to
because
that.
like you might pay almost the same price for you'll pay like $5 a book if you're printing 500 of them. But if you print 1,000 of them, you might knock that down to $3 a book.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And now you've got all those extra books now that you can use for other campaigns and also for your website.
Yeah.
You want to think of the future and because this is your product, this is your company, this is your bread and butter. So you want to make sure you have copies for as you build that fan base. People are going to come and say, well, I heard about this Dragon Range as you're doing your 3rd or 4th book or whatever. Where can I get that? And then you can give it to them. Mm-hmm.
That's actually, really good advice. I want to do that. I've also got the printer that I'm using. They're offering me a really good deal where they're going to give me a pretty good break on the printing. And they're also having me on their live stream. I'm supposed to do an art demo on their live stream as well.
Okay.
So they're pretty good people, and they're going to give me a pretty good deal on it. So, I might even overprint, who knows, but I've already mentioned to backers, like I really want to keep it kind of limited for them this first time around. And
don't do that.
Yeah. So I don't really want to go back on my word.
No, no one's going to care.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I would do more books personally.
But I put the link in the private chat. I don't know if you, cause I can't post a link in your chat. I'm not
okay.
mod,
Let me do it. In the private chat.
Yeah. In case anybody wants to, check out the website, but it's 44 pages. David Finch did a cover for me. And he drew his cover live on his channel. People can actually watch Dave Finch drawing Dragon Rage.
Why am I not seeing the private chat?
Oh, maybe, let me see. Maybe I can post it again.
I mean, I can't find, I don't even see the private chat.
Oh,
wait, here it is. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yep. There it is. I got it.
And thanks for letting me do this. This is your night, and
No,
you're letting
no.
me. I really appreciate that.
Of course. I meant to do it the other night when you were on.
Oh no, that was. These are nights that you're closeout and launching but thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Doing that is, it's a big gesture. It means a lot.
Yeah, there it is. It's now in the chat, guys. So give it a look. Hit that link. Check out Jimmy's book. He's a good guy. He's got a great product. And help him out. If you like fantasy stuff and balls to the wall action type stuff,
boobies
and boobies
and movies,
like boobies, this is the book for you.
Yeah, this is like Game of Thrones, Savage Sword of Conan. If you like Michael Moorcock's Elric, it's definitely a more mature.
He said Moorcock.
Yeah. As long as my doctor's name ain't Dr. Moorcock, I'm all right.
He says he wants Dr. Goodhead, but really wants Dr. Moorcock.
Those two are married. Dr. Moorcock.
They're married, yeah.
That's a power couple right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we thought it was Ben and who was the other one? Angelina Jolie. We thought they were the power couple. Well, thanks, Graham. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get running.
Thanks for coming on, Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks. All right,
I'll see you guys. Night.
See you, Jimmy.
You too. See ya.
And I've got that clip for you. So if we're pausing, I don't know how accurate it's going to be, but I have her getting tossed out the window.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So,
share it.
Yeah. Okay. I think I got it shared.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
So, don't know where we'll see his face, but that would be him tossing the lovely Sandra out the window. Let's see if we get that turn. Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
Did they stop the turn? But let's see if we can see any of it when he grabs her here. I don't know if
that's still Glenn Strange there.
Still Glenn. Dang.
Yeah,
so right for the turn. So
it's
this is
right
him.
there. Right there. And then when he turns, that's when you'll see it's Cheney.
Come on. How could they cut? Oh. Sorry about that. I thought I had it. My bad. I'll see what I can find. Of all the places for it to stop.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see what we got here. 327 backers. Oops, no, I don't want to do that. I'm on the wrong thingy. Got too many tabs open here. Okay, here we go. 23.
Oh,
24. Whoa.
Boom.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Telling you, story. That's what it is.
I've only got one thing to say. Friends.
The greatest. So the greatest bit of lore, and I, with respect to Mary Shelley, is still going to be, you men are all alike. You better keep your mouth shut.
Oh, I think I love him.
I know, it's so good. At the end, when he's in bed with the newspaper and just looks at the camera, that's still one of the best moments in history.
Of all the Universal monsters, Frankenstein's my favorite. You know why? He's the only Universal monster that smokes cigars.
That's right. Can't go wrong there. That's so good.
It's exactly how Billy smokes them.
Yep.
Oh, Billy, to your question earlier, about the movies that are about the horror, the Universal horror, does Monster Squad, does that count?
Oh, that was an 80s movie. I was kind of old.
Yeah, that one. I thought the kids were precocious. They were pains in the ass in that movie.
And the Wolfman design sucked.
Yeah, the Wolfman design did suck.
I liked it.
The creature was cool.
Yeah, the creature was cool.
Yeah.
Stan Winston did those.
Yeah. That's
Frankenstein sucked too.
Yeah, he did the Pumpkinhead and right.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the one that I saw as a kid, and then I showed my nieces, and then it's the part where like Dracula is holding the little girl by the face, and he's like, "Give me that amulet, you bitch!" and he yells it out. I was like, "Whoa! I didn't even know that. I don't even remember that." Yeah. I see Monster Squad so many times, and then when you're a kid, I guess you just, I don't know. What do you just blank it out? You just don't even hear bad words. You don't hear anything. I don't know.
And then you're showing it to your kids, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Well, I mean, I remember watching. We got the kids together. It was the weekend. We ordered a pizza. Put the picnic blanket down on the living room floor, and we put on Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
And then comes the scene where Dan Aykroyd's in bed and the sheet comes
Yeah.
down and the ghost goes down on him and he's like, he's getting blown. And I'm like,
Right.
How did
I
I
was
forget
watching
this?
that. I watched
Old-fashioned
that kid all
family
the time. I watched that all the time when I was a kid too. I was just,
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't see it.
Yeah.
It went over my head.
Well, yeah, there's what was the when Bill Murray comes in and she's possessed and she goes, I want you inside me. And he goes, sounds like there's at least 2 people in there.
yeah,
It's
it's
just
a little crowded in there.
so great. But I mean, that's the thing that's interesting. Whenever I'm doing the stuff in my book and I'm doing monsters, and I'm doing creatures, and I don't know what it's not that there hasn't been some incredible work done, with computer graphics and that stuff. Like, I'm not one of those folks who, can't stand that stuff or has a personal issue with it. But practical makeup effects, the stuff Rick Baker and oh my gosh, Rob Bottin did, and those guys, Stan Winston, and then I love Ray Harryhausen.
Oh,
I love Ray Harryhausen stuff, man. I mean, Seventh Voyage of Sinbad is a perfect movie to me. I do like The Golden Voyage as well, and then of course I think my intro to Jane Seymour was Sinbad and the Eye. Of the...
Yeah.
All right, favorite Harryhausen
movie or monster? Those are 2. Golden Voyage for me, and I know that's an odd one, but yeah, I love
Golden
Jason.
Voyage favorite movie? Golden Voyage.
Yep, Golden
Okay.
Voyage. Yep.
Anthony.
Oh, I don't even know. I think it's the Sinbad one. It was always, that's one I always remember. But yeah, like I think so. That's the one that comes to mind. Yeah,
Okay. Billy.
Can't say it's my favorite. I don't know. Like I can't remember. Like as like like you guys are like a wealth of information. I'm always just sitting here listening and like But that's the one that does come up. That's the Sinbad one. But yeah, that's the one I've seen.
Okay.
And yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
did
Yep.
Jason and the Argonauts.
Jason and the Argonauts.
That Talos, and I have a beautiful Talos model, big one. That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That thing, when he came alive, and when I was a kid watching it on TV.
He's all like kneeled down, then the head goes.
Yeah, and
Mm.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that ain't right.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
Mm.
My
the
favorite is the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
That's I was just
that's,
thinking that's right. Wait a minute, that's right. The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. That one. Yeah, that one.
First off, it's got Ken Toby in it, so
yeah.
I'm in already. It's got Lee Van Cleef,
Yes,
Cecil
yeah.
Calloway. Just the way it was shot, it was like, because it was black and white, the stop action stuff looks so amazing. The lighting, the high contrast lighting in it, he really sold it. And when the Rhedosaurus picks up the cop in his mouth and tosses him in his and just swallows him down. I remember as a kid watching that on like Thriller Theater or something at 4:00, thinking, "Oh my God, I'd never seen anything like that before."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
snow. Is it there's like a snow scene? Is that the beginning of it? Like they're in the snow and
Yeah,
that whole thing. That was done. I mean, like, I saw it like later on, but still it was done. It was eerie. It was just like, it was still scary and everything. So yeah, I forgot. That is the other one that I've seen. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? The one with the Ymir, with the ends with the Colosseum.
20,000 miles to Earth.
Yes, I think
20 million miles to Earth.
Yeah.
Yes, the one with the and it's got that incredible, that creature design was so good. But this is the thing about Harryhausen. When I start thinking about Earth versus the Flying Saucers, like how many masterpiece, works he did, and then thinking about, the fact that the Beast led to the creation of Godzilla. Like, who influences people to make another masterpiece while making their masterpiece?
Right.
That's Da Vinci territory.
And
It's just insane.
Harryhausen was influenced by O'Brien and King Kong.
Yeah.
So without that, there wouldn't be the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. Then there wouldn't be Godzilla.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat figured out why Golden Voyage might be one of my favorites there. Kino, I think you're Man of War. Got it. Carolyn Monroe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Yeah, she was really good.
It was that shirt. I remember. I was always that when I was a kid.
Yeah, she was great in some of
right.
those Hammer or Amicus films in the early 70s too. Dracula AD 72, where Dracula fights hippies.
Yeah.
Had to be done.
Oh yeah,
I'm got to wake up and deal with it.
it had to be done. Yeah, that one is a riot. I mean, because
Yep.
it's brutal too. But she's in that, and she's smoking in that one.
Yeah, she'd be a perfect like Vampirella.
Yeah,
Mm.
Those high
Yeah.
cheekbones. She looks like she's like a kind of a Frazetta-esque.
Yeah.
Everything about her.
she refused to ever do a nude scene.
Really?
Yeah, because she grew up in she went to Catholic school. She was a devout Catholic, I think, and so she wouldn't do a nude scene.
She
No,
didn't need
Monroe
to.
was a Scottish name, so that could make sense.
Yeah,
When I saw the Golden Voyage, I mean, she didn't do a nude scene, but when she was, breathlessly, frightened, my eyebrows just went up in flames. Like they just went. I don't know what happened.
the heaving bosom.
Yeah, the heaving bosom.
The
I was-
heaving bosom.
The heaving.
You couldn't. Could anybody blame that Cyclops centaur? I mean, come on. He's just like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, she's right here. I'm gonna take her.
Yeah, I also love the premise of the Valley of the Guanji.
Yes,
Oh,
I love the
fine.
premise, but it's a little plotty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just like I love the idea that they find
Cowboys versus dinosaurs.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly.
It should have been better.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, it should have been better. It
the
also
Yermer-
had
the
Richard
Yermer from,
Charleston in it, and James Franciscus.
Yeah. And the Yermer from the what is it, 20,000? What is it, 1 million?
20
years?
million miles to Earth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He fought the elephant, right, in the Colosseum,
Yeah.
right? Is that what that's the
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Yep.
So weird.
Next time you watch that, you got to pay attention to the colonel or what's his name? Something Hopper. He's head of Hopper's son. He was on Perry Mason. He's the hero in this thing, and first off, he's over in Italy, so he's a foreigner over here. He's got no authority militarily, and he's running around telling all these little Italian guys what to do. When they finally trap the Ymir in the Colosseum, he says, "Give me that," and he grabs a bazooka from one of the guys, and he's running up the stairs. He's like doing everything.
yeah, like the guy's trained on the bazooka for a year.
Yeah,
Let's not
Yeah.
trust him with it. Let's give it to
Yeah.
head of Hopper's son.
yeah. So
Yank.
give us a good review.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to think too. I mean, it's looking at the artwork, Anthony. That's some outstanding stuff. I mean, it's painterly. It moves. It gives you the sense of location. Like, there's stuff I watch on YouTube that I always got to make sure I hide so my wife doesn't see it. One of those things would be Pro Walks tours, where a guy just walks around Egypt and looks at things, because she's like going, I know you're boring, baby, but this is, can you put some music video in there? I mean, I'm trapped with you, this is terrible, when you get that, there's this vibe to the layout of the architecture that you really captured that isn't on a grid, but it's in perspective, which is so tricky to do. And it's beautiful for that rooftop chase. I mean, just the conception of the sequence is great, and then your execution's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Here.
Yeah, I really do mess with a lot of the perspectives, and generally, like, I've never really kind of took the time to really learn how to do the perspective, like, really, like, professionally. I don't know. I kind of see it, and I just kind of work from that. I kind of work from where I pick it, and I kind of just work around with that angle, and then I kind of add this. I'm really influenced by manga, and so they do like these really kind of like fisheye lens kind of things, like 5-point perspective things, and I just like to mess around, and I really do make it hard for myself, like when I'm doing some of these angles and where I want to go with them. But thanks. That's like about that compliment. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was trying to think. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well,
Well deserved.
it's cinematic, and because one of my favorite movies, just the aesthetics of it are beautiful.
Stat Zero's
Excellent.
in the house. Thank you, Stat.
Excellent. Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say that, Chant, you mentioned on one of your live streams where you were, I don't know if you were kind of, I don't know if you were dabbling with the idea about doing a like an anthology kind of story kind of thing where you were doing different little stories, and then I don't know, is that idea still, you're still cooking that up, or?
It's one of them. Yeah. I mean, there's a few things I've been playing around with, and because I want to bring some more of this stuff that we all seem to be doing. Again, it's like monster kids may have some kind of magnets in them that help us find each other. Don't know what it is. I'm still trying to figure it out, but it's, Carolyn Monroe has magnets in her, and she's bringing me ever close, like just dragging me across the country. I told my wife, hold on. No, but it's
so we're calling those magnets now. Is that what we're?
Exactly. Well, you say tomato, I say wow. But it's crazy because I was thinking about anthology stuff because I want to tackle all of these monsters. Like right now with because you guys know when I'm doing Nosfero, which the second chance is coming for that soon, which is actually the email signups up now. But I'm trying to find the pages that don't have too much.
Hold on a sec. Let me put you in solo layout.
Sure. Yeah.
There we go.
So I'm doing, it's a fully painted comic influenced by, my love of, everything from Frazetta to Hammer horror movies, and see if I can find, but Lovecraft as well.
I backed this. Did you already send these out? Is this already?
No. They're still going. I've got a whole bunch of boxes here.
Got it. Oh, okay. I was like, did I not change my address? Anyways, but sorry,
no. And even if you missed your copy, Anthony, I'll get you a copy.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what's changed. But it's when I was working on this, the thing about it is that this was influenced by my love of, thank God it was saved, Nosferatu. And so for the sequel book, I'm trying to have them all kind of influenced by, another, one of those silent era films. So this one is going to be influenced by Der Golem. So I'm going to be dealing with that kind of mythos, from that movie, but also bringing in the Lovecraft cosmic horror. And I'm introducing sort of my take. His name isn't going to be Dracula, but my take on Dracula is right there. And let me see if I switch cameras here for a second, because you guys will appreciate this. All of you, I think I know my audience might appreciate this. If you look at, see if I can get that to focus. If you look at Dracula's dragon chest emblem, it is the form of a hammer and a sickle. So my villain has got a little bit of a communist, anti-communist symbol to him. But that's what we get to do here. It's the Cthulhu mythos. It's reinterpreting, and in many cases, just trying to carry on this tradition. The female lead character in this book, we were talking about beautiful people. Madeline Smith was one of my influences for this. For those of you guys who know, the Vampire Lovers, and of course the Bond movie. She was a Bond girl as well. But I'm just kind of trying to capture that vibe of all this horror stuff that we love so much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the joy of it.
So I like that bat. That's really great.
Yeah, I mean, it's guys. The bats. All of my bats are stolen, I'm sure, from Frazetta, of course. I love Frazetta's bats, and then I love a big influence of mine is the old horror movie posters they used to do, and the incredible whatever printing they used for those, which was just nuts.
Yeah.
But I saw a show of those that was the collection of Metallica's guitarist Kirk Hammett has one of the largest collections of these posters. I saw Frazetta's, I saw original Basil Gogos pieces, which he had there. And if I can find it here, he had this poster, which is worth millions to get this poster, right? The original print, these things are enormous. They're like those Muka originals. And then the most beautiful poster I've ever seen in my life was, let's see if I can find
I
it
think
here.
the Mummy poster was one of the highest selling posters ever.
Was it this one or the other one? Because this
that
one is, I saw this, and actually I think the video, God, I can't get that to focus. Hang on, let me fix this.
Yeah.
I think the there we go. Let's try this. The
Yeah.
I did a video that's
Wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Look at the type. My God.
Yeah.
It's incredible, that hand lettered type, and of course she was a beauty as well. If we're talking actresses,
Zeta,
What
you're
book is
behind.
that? Shanth, what book is that?
Oh, this book. This is from an exhibition at the Peabody Essex Museum in Salem, Massachusetts, near where I used to teach college.
Huh.
And the thing about it is that it's Kirk Hammett's entire collection. He has 2 Frazettas. Actually, hang on a second here. Let me see. You can take me off, and then we'll do the run
Is it
interference.
originals?
It's original posters.
Oh,
it was an exhibition of original posters. It's nuts.
Wow.
And there's like 5 of those of the Frankenstein ones, I think.
So wait, so these are the posters, the one sheets that were actually at the
Out at the
theater
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That King
These are
Kong
the-
one, Jeppy had one from King Kong, that big long one when he was on
This-
top of. Yeah, that he had that at the his Jeppy museum.
Oh, that's cool.
This is what he owns. This I saw this in person. I did a video walkthrough that's on my YouTube channel, and that I'm telling you, it was crazy. You know what? The other thing he has, I think we were talking about it today, was he has. Let me see, and we won't get copyright struck for this because it's mine. So I did a walkthrough of it not long, a couple of years, more than a couple of years ago. But I did a walkthrough of the exhibition. And one of the things about it that was amazing is there were 2 Frazettas there. And then there were 2 Frazettas, and there were 2. Let me see if I can get this on here. Hang on a second here. Let's do present, share screen, Chrome tab. I think this is it. Let's see if this, can you see that, Graham? Is that coming up?
Yes. You want me to share it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So this right here, if I can zoom in on here, is the exhibition of the stuff. And let me see if I can show the highlights of it here. So yeah, there's, for the scale of some of these posters, there's that poster right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to get up close to see the lithograph, the printing quality on this stuff.
Right.
Make that a little bit more centered. And then imagine my surprise being hugely influenced by Frazetta turning this corner,
Oh, wow.
and Basil Gogos, and seeing these originals. And I know Billy has never heard of Frank Frazetta or doesn't know his work, but
I hate this guy. This guy.
Wow.
That's
Look at
Gogos
that.
there.
Yeah, Gogos up close. Let me tell you something. Those paintings actually got a restraining order on me after this trip. My phone like an inch from these things, but look at Gogos's.
Yeah, God.
Come on now.
Freaking love that guy's stuff.
Yeah, the colors that he
Frazetta.
would put, you know what I mean? Like just showing shocks of purple, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
He owns that? Berserker?
Yes, he does. Look at this up close, Billy. You're gonna love this because this was the fun part about going there. Is I do a real up close so you can see the camera texture. Or sorry, the canvas texture. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
I was like
Wow.
zoomed in, and yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is that
So here's
Frankenstein?
All that
Yep.
lighting and everything. It's wow.
This is acrylic, which I didn't know, and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." I always thought it was all oils, but I guess he did acrylic for that one. And then here's the one I wanted to show because we were talking about it before. You can hear my son many years ago, 2017. He has the actual costume from the Black Cat,
Oh,
and
Karloff.
got Mike Hill to make Karloff likeness to wear the suit to display it.
Huh.
So that's the actual costume from the Black Cat.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible? Look at these posters. Wouldn't you just want to decorate your house with all these amazing
Yeah.
posters?
Put my couch
Oh.
over there, my TV over here.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
This is
I mean,
inspiring.
It is. I mean, when I saw the King Kong poster, well, sorry, what they stood outside of the theaters, I was like, get out of town. Like, this thing is enormous, and this is priceless.
Wow.
I mean, this is
Wow. How did that survive?
Right?
Not many did, I guess, because, I mean, look at it. It's unbelievable, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like the tradition of that's one of my favorite posters right there, that Karloff mummy poster, the tall vertical, because the printing on it, it looks like an oil painting. Whatever technique they did of screen printing these things was so good.
Yeah.
But that's there it is. There's the close up.
Yeah, they
Look at
probably
that.
couldn't afford to use that printing technique today.
Oh, I mean, I
too
can't
expensive
imagine.
to make posters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because back then they used like metal plates, you know, and the printing on the paper was better. You know, it was like a linen, not a pulp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with like even like Technicolor films. Look how stunning Technicolor was. They never recaptured that. You look at the color films from the 70s and how shitty they look.
Yeah.
Compared to like Adventures of Robin Hood. Wizard of Oz.
I love that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite film of all time, actually.
Is it? Yeah, you speak treason, Billy. Fluently. Remember that? That's like the greatest line, you know, and he was the color in that, the Technicolor, that was another the film restoration on that. Those guys, like, I actually write film restorers fan letters. It's that sad. You know, and again, my wife, you know, she had options at some point, but now she feels really trapped. You know, it's like irons. But I just, you know, we go to these exhibitions and we take the kids to these and we'd go, you're looking at stuff that people thought was
the
throwaway
Triffids.
junk. Yes.
Hey, the Triffids. Wow.
And this stuff is in the gallery now. It's like Rockwell. Nobody took it seriously, or Frazetta, or any of this stuff. It's like the smart people knew, and now it's in the gallery now. Now they want
all those kids that love this stuff grew up. This is what they wanted.
They did.
So where could you find this stuff?
Oh my gosh! Well, outside of his house, and then I guess it's probably Christie's auctions now. You know, I mean, it's
so this area here was just they took it down.
They just did it. It was a touring show. Yeah,
got it. Okay.
Damn. Wow. Shanth, where do you live?
I live in Rhode Island, so I live in Lovecraft country.
Oh, okay.
So I'm up in the Northeast, and I came up here to college from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and which was wild. And then I met my wife up here, and so we've been living up here. Our kids were born here, and the first time I ever took a trip to H.P. Lovecraft's grave, which is of course in Providence, I was to deliver the first copy of Nosferatu. So the first copy went to the man himself, H.P. Lovecraft, and it was great. His hand came up from the grave, grabbed it. I mean, it was scary. It was terrifying.
Thank you, Shanth.
You know, exactly. There's my boxing videos come up now. Alexander Music versus Fury. You know, my religion, boxing. Love watching boxing.
Well, that's pretty interesting that the first book that you have, you know, based off of that Nosferatu, the film itself, and the next one on that German film, the Der Golem. And because I have it, like, it's like after I'm done with like Joe Frankenstein, then I got this other project that I got My Sister Suprema. After I'm done with it, I'm working on my own thing, and I do like, so like I'm fascinated with that, with early film, like around 1905. Okay, so like that's when like a bunch of stuff was happening, and there's all these interesting stories from like 1890 to 1905, like there's some mystery stuff that, like, you know, they invented certain projectors, like these French, like they invented certain things, and then like they disappeared, like, and then someone else invented something, and then after it, he disappeared again. So it's just interesting little stories that I was trying to kind of put into that, and then kind of make up my, like, do something like a Tarantino thing where he just sort of makes his own kind of history, where I'm going to put like a filmmaker that wanted to make something like very different, but he was like ahead of his time, sort of like an Orson Welles thing, where he was just sort of doing things that were so out there that considered that, I guess, you know, where it was too ahead of its time. And this is like the early 19, you know, like this is the early 1900s, and right before 1905, or right around that. So touch upon the history and some of the other stuff with the film, and then trying to make it into a Western. That's what I'm trying to mix the film the film history and all this stuff. And then like these guys wanted to get like they want to make a film and they needed the real thing. And so they get this like really outlaw, like cowboy, real cowboy, real gunslinger kind of guy, and they put him in the film. And then he's going through his own he's having his own demons, like, and sort of having a what is it? It's like well, I don't want to give too much, but I was just going to say, like, I have this like this outline that I want to for like a Western that I have, it has to do with film. So I'd love to pick your brain. I'd love to talk to you. Like
I love Westerns. I got a let me see if I can grab this off the wall. One of my favorite Westerns and faces I've ever seen in a Western was from Once Upon a Time in the West. So I did this acrylic.
Wow.
Woody Strode.
Wow, bro.
That I have in my studio, because I'm a massive fan of that movie.
Wow.
Obviously I don't think the actress in that movie was attractive at all. I'm not saying that was a factor, but anyway. but Woody Strode, when he drinks the water that's dripping off onto his hat in that opening scene with time he had, he just made it happen. But it's that's the thing about it. It's like I always tell my wife, it's like, artists need to be around other artists. They need to have these conversations. And I think that what's so great about the fan base that we have here, and frankly, that's always been a part of comics, is that they're such interesting folks, and we have similar passions, and our knowledge and our enthusiasm for these things runs so deep. And it was funny because, and Graham, I hope you'll call them up again, but when I was looking at those pages from the latest, Joe Frankenstein story, it hit me on a very visceral love of the subject matter, love of the choices of the story, and then the execution with that sense of action, that sense of play. I mean, you saw the reaction with backers seeing that, and they're just like, I need to have this book. Like, this is great. But the bigger wonderful thing about this space is, just having what comics should be. Anything is, I mean, my God, look at this, anything is possible.
I know.
Anything is possible.
Wow. Holy shit, James. Thank you.
That's the light. And without me being a dick, I would see the lights of their eyes. I would somehow, if you could mirror that effect on that window.
Okay.
Where Frank and
what page are we talking about? Not this page.
He's talking about page 4. Yeah, this one. That one where it's like that long view.
Yeah, I would just see that red light up there. If I would make that just pop a little more, unless you want it to be. It's just too. I didn't see it until you pointed it out.
Okay.
I don't know that I agree. I saw it immediately.
Did you?
Yeah.
You wrote the script.
Well, because I do the lights. If you see the lights, I don't put any lights in the path, and then I kind of wanted to kind of guide you.
A dead zone right here.
Yeah.
And then boom.
Yeah, like I could kind of darken it a bit with the lighting, kind of maybe like making like it looks like a straight path even more. I think maybe there's a little bit too much lighting there. I could do that because you're
I think it looks good. I didn't notice it until you pointed it out. I didn't see it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And let me give you guys a little trick for pronouncing my name, okay? Because this is a secret. Nobody knows this. I'm revealing it for the first time here, okay? So my name is Seanf, okay? Like Sean with a TH. But the reason it happened, it's not an Indian name. I'm not even Indian. I'm actually Sicilian. No, but the reason why it happened, right? The reason it happened is because my mom wanted to name me Sean, but during labor, she bit down on her tongue. So it came out Chomf. And so I've been stuck with it ever. Okay, that's not good at all. But it's a good story for remembering it. But no,
yes.
It's
my mom named me Aunt Fernie. Yeah. And she,
that's right.
A tongue incident happened too.
Yeah. I told Graham
She's
this the other day.
No, I'm just kidding.
I named my son Aiden, and my wife people are like, why? Like, is there someone in the family? Is he Irish or whatever? I go, it was the most popular baby name the year he was born, and he was getting a keychain. I never had a keychain. That was a fun.
My mother.
I was just going to mention this. The Professionals.
Yeah, it's
That's one of my favorite films. I love The Professionals.
I love
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
Lee Marvin. Oh man, that Yeah, that was a really great movie.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's a really good Burt Lancaster film because he's likable in that. He's not like his usual prick self.
Mm.
Douchebag.
Yeah.
Strode
Yeah,
has a face. You know, he's just got a great face.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I picked, I still got to pick Graham's brain because I'm still getting used to this kind of interview discussion one-on-one thing. I just launched my YouTube channel. So I'm like, I want to get, because it's like knowing that you did that with Nosferatu and that you're going to do, I still want to pick your brain about that,
Sure.
and the same with you, Graham. We got to do a part 2, and because I really do want to get that story. It just like down. I want to get it down and get a good outline, get a good going, and so start getting ideas for that. So it's all ready to go once I'm done with all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna put my all, with what I have. So yeah.
Oops. That's not what I want.
Oh, there was a comment earlier that somebody said something the last stream, and then this stream he said it again about the I guess the action, it's going in the wrong direction or something
Okay.
in one of the pages, and so I wanted to get your guys' opinion about that because
let me pull them back up.
okay.
Well, first let me do a refresh on this.
Yeah.
Since that's why we're here. All right, we got 338 backers.
Nice.
343.
Wow.
All right.
Nice.
Closing in on
Closing on
25.
25.
Wow.
Nice.
That is
Great.
a good first 10 hours.
Thank you,
Wow.
everybody in the chat and the backers. Amazing.
So cool.
Oh, yeah. These are great people. Okay, let me remove that and get back to your stuff. There we go. Okay. Is it up?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess it's with the direction that this is going, and then I think he's mentioning the next page, the last page where they're jumping over in front of the moon.
All right.
And
I'm in the wrong spot here. Hold on. Okay.
jumping
Page
over
5.
the moon.
This one?
Yeah. So they're jumping in front of the moon, not over the moon.
Right.
So he's saying that the action is going in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking, like, I don't know. It's like they're coming at you, page 1.
Well,
2
let's
and
start
3.
with page 1 and
Okay.
follow the flow.
Okay.
Because that's okay. So this is good. You've got you're starting in your upper left, and you're leading people into the lower right.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this one, what he's saying is that it's going the wrong way because your eye is leading you out down here now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, if there was another figure or a piece of like cloth, like to say that there was another figure flapping over here,
Mm-hmm.
so that now this is taking an S turn. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That would be, that would continue the flow over to the right side. But
So like a flap, so like just cloth coming out. You mean like
cloth would be in the foreground, so that what we're saying is that there's another vampire who's off camera on the right, and his clothing is just flapping behind,
right,
over
right,
which would kind of lead your eye over into the right hand side, because we read from left to right, and the action, he's right. The action should be leading you back out.
Got it. Okay.
Here, this is nothing, no problems there.
And then it's the moon part where he's jumping, and they're jumping past the moon, where I guess he was saying something about like that part. Yeah. Where they're jumping that way, but but the previous page, they're going out towards that, and then that's why I drew it this way, because they're still going that direction, sort of. They're still going. I don't know. So it's like, not the next one, the next page.
Page 5.
No, page 4.
This is page 4. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that one there, page 4, and then so you see how they're going they're going straight to, and I just thought it made sense if in the next page where they're going that direction. If I had them going the other direction, I don't know. I don't know.
No, I think I think he's right in that it's just a different camera angle, but you could even flop that whole thing.
Yeah, that would solve your problem.
Yeah,
but the moon is now would have to be on the other side. There'd be no moon.
I don't think anybody cares about that. I wouldn't care about that.
You're thinking like a 180 rule here?
Yeah.
Where's the moon here? I don't see the
behind. It's sort of like it's to their kind of like right. I don't know. I can't really show you over here, I guess, but I don't know.
If we can't see it here, then it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, that does not bother me as a fan. That doesn't bother me.
So just flip that one. Okay.
Yeah, flip that panel.
Okay.
And now they're heading right towards them.
And
he's looking towards
perfectly.
it.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
All right.
All right. Just wanted to know. I wanted to hear you guys' opinion about that because I want to do it everything right. I want to do everything. No, but that was not. I didn't mean to sound sarcastic there. Oh, what's up, Dan?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, Danny, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Billy. It was a great time in Motor City.
So, Dan is facing the wrong way now too.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's
there. You go.
Right.
Now I got another question. Now what's his name? Is that Joe Frankenstein the third, the second, or something? What's that guy's name?
Frederick. That's Frederick Frankenstein.
Frederick. Is Frederick left-handed?
Why?
Because if you go to the preceding page, just saying the Webley is facing to the left side, like for lefty. Oh. Just saying. I'm not being a ball buster, but you guys.
Wait, no, it's not.
None of a bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Go to the previous page.
This stuff looks great.
It does look great. On the thing.
This is really something else.
It's laying on the table.
Stunning.
Well, thank you, Dan. Thank you.
What's it called? Because I didn't catch it all.
Pistol. The pistol. Hey, Webley.
This, yeah.
Is he left-handed? Because that's how would we reach it?
Well,
it's not like he kind of grabbed it by the.
He can be
barrel and he kind of put it down. Yeah. I don't know, with his right. That's what I was thinking.
I'm busting my balls, bro. I'm just kidding.
I'm left-handed, so I would, if I was doing a photo, like I'll take reference. Yeah. I would. It just looks more natural if I have it in my left hand, and
Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. I do the same thing.
I know. But earlier I wasn't.
We do need the ring on there.
All right, I'll get that ring on there. I'll do that. I will do that. But earlier that comment, I know that it sounded like I want to get everything right. I didn't mean to sound like sarcastic or.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah, I didn't. It came out. I was trying to be funny. Then I was like, oh, that sounds really like I'm being, like I'm like, I'm not Mr. Perfect, or I don't know, whatever. I don't know.
Well, we're always pushing things. I was doing an experiment this week, just in terms of trying to figure out intros. Whenever I do stuff for Kings or do video things for that, and I just shared a video with you.
Oh, what?
So this is what I was playing around with. So let me see if I can.
Are you kidding me?
Can I?
Wait, let's see that again.
All right, hold on.
Let me see. Did it stop? Hang on a second. Oh wait, let me go back and see if I can. There we go. Here we go. Let me start.
Thank you.
Cool. So these are the things I'm always messing with, and of course, man. I'm always thinking about, the trailer, by the way, for Joe Frankenstein is fantastic. I mean, when I see the letters with the electricity, I'm like,
yeah, I love that part.
Takes me. It's so good, and we're always trying to.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that trailer for Joe Frankenstein.
Let's see it.
Yeah, let's see that. Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of other people haven't seen it. Graham, why do we say we play that trailer to Joe Frankenstein?
Well,
none of us have seen it.
I always like to keep my fans happy, so here we go.
Bam!
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, so that's
Make
what
it
we were looking
happen.
at. We were looking at that 2-page spread earlier. That's from Joe Frankenstein. Oh,
Yeah.
You got to show Dan again. He showed up late. We were looking at the pages.
oh, that was good. That's good stuff, man.
All right,
That is-
here
that
I'll
is-
start
that's
at the beginning
beautiful.
for Dan. There we go.
There you go.
Start with the
Oh
First
my.
page.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Double
oh,
page
I
spread.
love this. This is fantastic.
Another one.
Wild.
I love this panel here. This is great down here.
Uh-huh.
And I love this panel.
Yeah.
As I said
Yeah,
in the
they're all
earlier
great.
show, I like the nuance. And this is cool too. Bam. Well done, Anthony.
Yeah,
Well
ex-
done.
Thank you.
ex- Excellent.
Hey, Graham.
Now, who colored it?
When in vampire
Was
lore,
me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
in vampire lore, where did it? Were they? The sunlight is what kills them. Is that always part of vampire lore? Is that a relatively new thing from the films? You know, was that in the
From
in
Nosferatu.
Dracula?
No, it was in Dracula. Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Was in the original book, I don't think sunlight was. I think it was bad for them, but I don't think it killed them until Nosferatu. That was the first time because he walks around and he sees Mina during the day. He doesn't have as many powers in the novel, and it's. I mean, this is the thing, right? I mean, Boris Karloff, whether Mary Shelley likes it or not, it's the monster now. You know,
And
One
we
of those
don't care.
things.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Karloff is the monster. As far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned.
Hey, have you
Someone
guys
wrote in-
shown? Did you guys show tonight yet that Belle Winters? Young
Yeah, I
Frankenstein?
showed it at the 12 o'clock stream, and we got kicked off YouTube.
Oh,
Oh, because it's got too much of. Does it have too much copyright in it? Is that the
That's
problem?
what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say. But it's a satire,
I
so
know.
it's protected. So I'm gonna contest it.
Yeah, contested. Oh, that's
really
yeah.
great.
It's. I think it's one of my favorite ones so far. It's so funny.
Oh, it's great. And Andy's character is freaking hysterical. I mean, they just nailed it with Andy. It's so great.
So my question is that Cecil's voice of the monster? Sure sounds like it.
Gee, I don't know.
You know when he does that voice of disabled person?
Jesus.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
No,
when
Dan,
when
can
the
you do that
dancer
voice?
came, like fire
Jimmy-
tonight.
Yeah, yes. That sure sounds like Cecil doing that voice of
yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Kino Reviews
Sounds
has a
heartbreaking.
question for you, Dan. You going to Jersey?
possibly.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
You got to go, Dan. It's a great show. I'm sad that
It's
I'll
on the
be.
table. It all comes down to my wife. We have some friends in New Jersey, and we'll see if they're available. We might kind of go. You know,
Are they
make
in
it
that
a-
area, that Morristown?
Yeah. So make it a visit, and that's the possibility. So
Okay. Oh, cool.
have to work it out though. But it's it's not a no.
All right, there you go, Kino. Not a no.
That's right.
Oh, here's Bell. The YouTube
Excellent.
Fun Police. No, it's not Cecil.
Oh,
Could
it's
not
not.
get AI act this way. Could not get AI act this way.
Yeah.
Had
And
my
thank you,
husband-
Bell, for making me the dead ringer. I love
Nice.
it. Thank you.
That was awesome too. Yeah.
Completely honored.
Great.
I do think we need that file, though, if we get a high res of Andy as Igor and we make
Yeah.
shirts of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but you got to fix the eyes. His eyes are too perfect in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's surprising how well Andy did with it. Like,
Yeah.
it really fit him.
Oh,
You
we-
too, Graham, though.
Yeah,
we
I
were-
was saying it was the bone structure. It was the face, like the way they
Yeah.
shared the same, almost like same bone structure and size of the face. and
Yeah.
everything. So it worked perfectly
I think
well.
one of my favorite parts is the Mandy intro where
Yeah,
and you go, "I'm married."
yeah.
right.
That was so funny.
I like when I'm on stage and it's quiet and all of a sudden the guy goes, "We love you, Graham."
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Shane Davis
You're the
yells
man.
out.
Thanks.
Hang on a second, I got it.
Yeah, right.
So great.
Great
Oh,
stuff.
man. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up, guys. It's been a long day here for me, and I want to thank you guys for coming on here and helping to launch this party and bringing the dead back. Let us do one more. Timpani here and see where we're at as we close out tonight. So bum 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 bum. Oh, getting close.
So close.
So
Hold on a
close.
second.
Wait.
Wait a second. I've been busy with all of the with the excitement here. I didn't get my chance to back, so you got to stay at least until I back. You know.
All right. You know what? We'll stay because we're $310 away. We'll stay till we hit 25.
We got to hit 20.
Sounds good.
We
All
can
right.
hit 25. Besides, Dan just showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that could be reversed.
No, Bell, we are not wrapping it up. We're going to stay on it until we hit 25. That's
That's right.
All right.
Some guy comes in and all of a sudden, he donates $310.
That's
Good
right.
night, everybody.
Yeah.
I've done my part.
Yes. I can't stand these guys anymore. I got to get them off the air.
There we go.
Here's 310.
Yeah, we're chipping away. We're getting that 25K. That's got to
Oh,
happen.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
looking
I
at
mean-
that art, boy, this I can imagine this campaign's going to do well, man. It's
Yeah.
it really is beautiful, Anthony. It's just
Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
And as
Thank
more
you so much.
pages come in, we'll be sharing them. We'll be
Yeah.
putting them up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's like how soon can I start now, huh? No, no, but anyway.
You can start whenever you want.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
You got the plot.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
The question is, when can you get paid?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I got a couple other things up my sleeve, but yeah.
They got to clear off your table first.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is striking, though. Those pages.
Yep.
Like, just.
Thanks, guys.
phenomenal. Well
Yeah.
done, man.
Yep.
Beautiful.
yeah, I'm excited to see the
Yeah,
next
let's show
chapter.
we'll show some close-ups of like the covers here.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's a nice big one here of.
Is that Anthony's work as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Well,
it
yep.
looks very beautiful. Really, really. Great design sense. I love the line work and quality. It's just really great.
Close.
Of course, the coloring is wonderful.
Yeah, I really like Anthony's palette.
Yeah, I'm like I never wanted to color. It was just like I forgot what was happening, and I wanted somebody else to do it, but then it was just like, oh, but if we can pay you more if you color it, anyways. And then I started doing that. And then I started noticing little things here and there that I wanted to do that nobody was taking advantage of or something like that. Like no one was doing
Mhm.
this type of lighting in the book, like maybe on the cover. Yeah. But I wanted to bring whatever is on the cover into the book.
Right.
So I do all this cinematic lighting because I love movies. So it's like movies. I started with movies. Movies have been my thing for such a long time. Comics came kind of like, well, comics, I was always doing comics. I was always reading. And then I stopped collecting like around like 8th grade or something. And then I just sort of just went, like, I just started doing movies. And that's really kind of inspired a lot of like a lot of the shots, all the different things that I do and the coloring. So a friend of mine, he colors this way. He does some stuff like this because he's like he was an animator at DreamWorks. And so he had a lot of stuff like this, like, all those pieces you find on ArtStation and, all those illustration pieces, like all the really cool coloring. And so I just kind of like, I wanted to emulate that. So that's why I do it. And then I do it inside the interiors too. So I'm like, I really wanted to like look good. So I take my time with it. That's like in My Sister Suprema. That's what like, I'll do it through. It's all throughout that, like the way the lighting goes and everything. So
Hey, what's your comic book background? What have you worked on?
Well, it's just like indie stuff. Like I've worked on comics, like just indie since 2017. I worked on a book with Nando Fox Schaefer. He's writer who just like he was just like a kid at the time. He was like 19, 20 at the time, where he just saved up his money and he wanted to hire an artist, and he found me like on DeviantArt, and then that was like my first paid, like real paid gig, and he paid me just really good rate at the time, and so that was Seasons. I worked on Seasons, and that's like in 4 different books, and we're on book 3, which is like it goes spring, summer, fall, winter. So now we're on fall. And then I reached out to eventually I was working at Daily Wire for a little bit doing illustration work there, and then I got to work with Chuck Dixon with My Sister Suprema, and that was around 2021 or 2020. I got that 2021, and then I started working on that, and then just from there, I would pick up other work from other people, just doing like I worked with Shane on Extend, and maybe
So not the big 2 or
no, I never worked. I never worked there at all.
Because I mean, your work is not only good enough; it's better than what's going on.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's that's it. I just reached out to people just to see, and then some people have reached out to me, and I work on whatever, like I'll work on stuff like not like whatever, but if it paid well and it's a good story, I was like, yeah, awesome. And it's always like that. So God's blessed me with like working on stuff that's just been like good stories, and I don't have to sell my soul or anything like that. I'm actually working on good, entertaining stuff. So it's
Graham, is this your cover, Graham?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love this cover.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
The
It's
color palette
comics. I see this, and I love comics again. I
Yeah.
love them. I forgot that I think I kind of started to hate comics. Real seriously. It's just like the regurgitation of the same old shit. I mean, I know Batman's a great character, but how many scenes can you have? Covers you see with Batman overlooking the city,
Right.
Just like,
Right.
Here we go again,
Yeah.
Batman overlooking the city, and it just gets tiring. I just get bored. And
Evergreen
this
cover,
is
yeah.
fun. This is like there's something going on. There's a real story obviously happening. It's not just a pinup cover. It's
Right.
actual, I want to find out why that guy's shooting at the mummy. It's
Oh,
great.
wouldn't you?
it reminds me of the color palette too. It reminds me of those model kits when we were kids.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, the purples and stuff and blues and
Yeah. Like Batman
Greens.
did that, and like and as we talked about earlier, Go-Go's.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was smart, I'd have had like the skeleton's arm like up here towards the wall, like with a piece of chalk and signing my name.
yeah.
Oh, that would have
Hey, I still had it. What the hell, right?
Yeah. It's funny too, right? Because there's all these little crossovers. So one of the books that I remember buying at a convention, and it might have actually bought it from Billy's booth, maybe, because I was trying to figure out where I met you, but it would have maybe been in the 90s at Dragon Con when I was coming back to Chattanooga.
Okay.
It might have been like 97 or whatever, but
Okay.
but it might have been. I think it could have easily been San Diego or any of the other cons. But long story short, too late. But I saw this painted cover by this artist I had never heard of on, and this, you want to talk about crazy, of She, I'm going to pronounce it terribly. Is it Senryaku? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
And that was my first time I saw Frank Frazetta art.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Which every artist that I admired was influenced by Frank.
Yeah.
Dave Stevens, Bernie Wrightson. Like I was everywhere, but somehow I missed the target.
Huh?
It was like I was skeet shooting. But so I saw that but here's the other crazy thing. I am sure I've seen Frazetta's work before, but the stuff that I love of his that really introduced me to him was his watercolors. And you didn't see a lot of those on covers. So things like the Pillow book and and the big Arnie and Kathy Fenner books that introduced me to his watercolor stuff. But that piece, I was like, this is awesome. What is this? I got to know who this is. Isn't that a trip?
Yeah, no, just like I said, people like it's funny because I remember like at art school, and there were some people that were huge Boris fans.
I never liked Boris.
Yeah, I wasn't a bit. Yeah, I mean, I appreciated him and stuff, but
yeah,
but
Beautifully
they were
rendered.
not aware of Frazetta. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Boris's
The
earlier
weird
stuff
thing
was
about
actually
Boris-
better. It was
Yeah.
rougher, you know.
The weird thing about Boris is I liked his stuff early on.
Yeah.
And
That's what I
then,
just
then he
said.
seemed like he
Yeah.
started using more models, really,
Yeah.
really, instead of sort of, I think early on he was kind of trying to do a little bit of a Frazetta.
He's doing more drawing and pushing the drawing.
Yeah.
Even if he was using models, he was pushing the drawing, and then then he just photographs them. They look like photographs, and there's
Yeah.
no energy to them. You know,
Like
Yeah.
those
Beautifully
covers
rendered.
of Gore, some of those,
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Those are really good.
Oh, his color palette was fantastic too.
Well, his cover for Savage Sword #1 is really cool.
Yeah, the
You
one
know,
with
it's
the
rough.
demon. What? The one with the demon grabbing the girl's butt when he's like making out with her. That one is taken from a movie. It's taken from what was it taken? A couple of people have used it. Adams used it. It's from a film movie poster. You know that one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was the book called? They had the hot blonde girl on the cover. That was.
Oh!
Whoa!
Hey! Oh!
Wow! Wow!
Well, get out there.
Boom! I leave for 1 second.
Wow!
I've never
Exactly.
done that before in my life is an even number.
I know.
Excellent.
We got to end right there.
You got to.
It's too perfect.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
yeah, hey guys.
Congratulations.
Again, I want to thank you guys for coming in. It's been a fun night talking
Yep.
about this stuff. I love this.
Yeah.
And here it is, Bell. Fire tonight.
Yeah.
man.
Woo! Woohoo!
Wow.
Congratulations,
Fire
Brad.
tonight.
Congratulations, guys.
But everybody in the chat who spent the evening and those that spent the afternoon with us for this party, really appreciate it. All these guys got stuff going on. Billy's got his projects. Sean has his. You should check them out. Dan, we're gonna get him working on something. Believe us.
Well, I'm working on my own thing.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, good. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. So.
What,
Are
do
you
have
too
a
good to
release
share it with your brother Sean?
Not
No,
yet.
go
Not
ahead.
yet. I mean, I'm doing I got my own
It's
thing
Shan.
going, but
No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
exactly.
Yeah, I got to get you, Sean and Billy and Dan. I got to get you on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow it. I want. I need you on there. I already had Graham and I had Chuck on there, and we have to make that happen.
hey, come on mine too.
Yeah.
For goodness sake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll hit you up,
actually, I have a lot of tutorials on mine. If you should check them out.
Yeah, I know. I'm following you, and we're following each other on Twitter and stuff too. And I'll message you, and we'll figure that out. Still got to get you, Billy, and Shantz to follow me so I can message you guys.
Oh yeah.
I'm like restricted.
From these guys.
I'm like, I can't message you guys. But anyways, but yeah.
And you can say Shanth the right way. Everyone
Yeah.
says Shanth.
Well, we're
He corrected me. He got me.
Origin story of my
American.
mother, and it's getting complicated fiction. But I got to say, congratulations, gentlemen. That is a fantastic start for a fantastic book, and it's great to see monster kids ruling.
Yes.
All of our great stuff.
Well,
So
Compass
well done.
Comics is all about the monsters. So,
Yep.
Amen.
Yeah.
but much
Thank you.
appreciated, guys. Everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday, and we will see you again soon. Good
Thanks,
night,
guys.
everybody.
Thanks, Graham.
Good night.
Thank